Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Hope it's all going well in your world today. So we're going to do a little thing. Haley contacted me and said, hey, we need to get together. We need to talk about Thursday. We need to share with everybody, see how everybody's doing. So we thought we'd give everybody an opportunity to come on, talk about how you're feeling, any kind of predictions that you may have. Thank you. And I don't know. Let's just see where it takes us. So sometimes this is the best. Just coming on and let's see what happens. So I'm going to pull Haley in. And we can have two other people. And where did it go? Here she is. And if you would like to come on and talk with us, tell us how you're feeling, feel free. So we'll, hey,
Hello.
how's it going today?
It's good. It's good. How was your Sunday?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's snowing a lot here. There's a ton
Ooh,
of
really?
snow. Oh, yeah. So I've been just watching the snowfall all day, and I'm thankful I didn't have to go anywhere. So
That's a good plan.
yeah. How are you?
Good. No snow. We don't really get snow on this end of Scotland, really.
Okay.
So yeah, rain. A lot of rain.
A lot of
but
rain.
That's not out of the ordinary. So.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So I see that we have lots of people on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to hear from you. Anybody,
Lots to
go
talk
ahead
about.
and if anybody wants to request, if you've already been on for a few minutes, you lost the request to join. So if you go back out and come back in and request to join, that will let me know so that I can pull you in. So if you want to do that, go ahead. And if you did request and we don't see it, go ahead and put it in the comment that you want to come in. And we can go from there. So
Yeah.
do you
and
want to start?
One thing we were talking about when we were planning this was that you can come on and you can really talk about anything you want regarding season 7, how that's going to be 16 episodes, what we think they're going to cover in that, since we know that they're covering 3 books within season 7. We can talk about where we think that's going to end. We can talk about what we think will be in season 8, what we think will be included, what they're going to cover, what they're not, and also our general feelings about knowing that season 8 will be the last, and also the prequel and everything else that comes with this announcement, and everything that we have to look forward to over the next couple of years, as well as, the large elephant in the room with the fact that we are now on a timeline for the remainder of Outlander. So let's talk about it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, anybody who wants to, let me see if we had anybody. We have Karen Daly Ryan. Did you really want to come on? Because I had you as from the beginning. So sometimes people hit request to join and they don't know if that's what they don't understand. That's what they're doing. I don't know. One thing I should probably put in here too is that there may be spoilers for some people, because book readers know what's going to happen. Oh, you do want to come on, Karen. Okay,
I'm already seeing some comments asking about particular storylines.
Yeah.
And if you're not a book reader, you'll be
You
quite
talk for
shocked.
1 second.
Oh, Chanuel. Yes. So definitely there will be spoilers in terms of when we talk about what we think and what we know will be covered with the next 2 seasons. So if you're not a book reader and you don't want to know major storylines, I would kick it, because you might get pretty surprised at what will come up. So just be aware that we are warning you about spoilers as well.
Okay, Karen. Okay. All right. So I am going to.
I didn't expect that to happen. Hello.
Hi. How are you? Another fellow Maria.
Yes.
Hello.
Maria number 2.
Maria number 2. Oh, hi.
Hello.
How are you? Yeah, we've had.
I had
quite a few people. Hi, and what is your name?
Karen, did you want to go first, or?
What was that?
I just didn't want to interrupt Karen if she wanted to.
Oh, no, you're
Oh,
good,
no,
you're
no,
good.
go ahead. No, yeah.
Hi, I'm Allie. I am from just outside of New York City. A relatively new fan, a couple years now. Yeah, I have a, I'm feeling happy that like we know it's the end because I know that they're gonna deliver something very satisfying. I'm just nervous about what it's gonna be and like what's gonna not make the cut.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you read any of the books at
I,
all?
I'm
Since you
caught up
said you
on
were,
books.
you
You're caught
have?
up.
Books.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a pretty, yeah.
so I don't know if they're gonna. Do you think they're gonna combine like 8 and 9, or do you think we're just gonna?
Yeah, that's something that Haley and I, did talk, because we talked a little bit before this, and that's
Mhm.
something that we had mentioned to each other. Maria, do you have any, what's your thoughts about that? Do you think that they're going to be like, okay, well, okay, first of all, Maria, I don't remember. Have you read them?
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
I became an Outlander fan during pandemic, which I feel like a lot of people did. And once I blew through all the seasons, I was like, okay, now I should start reading the book. So I'm kind of in a weird thing where I've read book 1, 2, and 3,
Okay.
but now I'm reading Echo because I want to be prepared. I know I skipped. Is it bad?
That's,
I know.
no, you can. It's perfectly fine.
I just want to be prepared for season 7. So now I'm reading Echo. First of all, I also want to say hi to Haley because I've been following you for a while, and you are from Connecticut, I believe.
Yeah.
I lived in Connecticut. I'm from
Where?
New Canaan and Ridgefield.
Okay, I'm from Killingly.
Okay, cool. So I just want to say hi.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where I live. I'm from the woods.
The woods. Listen, Connecticut has a lot of woods, but I just want to say hi because I have been following you for a very, very long time.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yes, and I met basically Maria at Comic-Con this year and a lot of people there, but I've been following you, but I haven't met you in person, obviously.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure we will someday.
And I'm in New Jersey now.
Nice. Okay.
Same. Oh, we're in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm in northern New Jersey. Okay.
Like
I'm in Westfield. I don't know if you know Westfield at all. It's like outside of the city.
Yeah. I'm from Morris County.
Hey. Hello, Jersey. Jersey girls.
Nice.
One of you had made a comment earlier about like what they're going to include in the final season, and going off what Maria and I had discussed briefly was, I personally, now we all read, oh no, you haven't.
So
you're gonna get spoilers. Sorry, if you're coming on here, you're signing up for spoilers.
By the way, I know all the spoilers. I'm fully aware of the spoilers.
So everyone, the general consensus is that many people tend to like the way that book 8 ends in terms of satisfaction, and in my personal opinion, Diana could have even ended the entire book series with book 8 if she really wanted to. So people are kind of hopeful with the fact that, okay, we know that this book has a very, very satisfactory ending. Is that what we're going to get? But at the same time, after reading Bees, and knowing that a lot of book 8, or some of book 8, I don't want to say a lot, some of book 8 will be in season 7. I'm hoping rather, that some elements from Bees are going to be put in season 8 potentially. Now, anyone that's on here, the last 80 pages of Bees, I would love some variation of that to be in season 8. I don't know what you guys think about that. Maria, I know you'd probably like to see that.
I feel they can't just not include that.
That was huge.
What is your name again? The girl below me? It's like the Brady Bunch here.
I'm Allie.
Allie. Okay. So Allie, have you read all the books?
Yes, I have. So, like the minute that season 6 ended, I started the book series.
Okay. It's a lot of reading.
It is.
Books. And I actually sometimes follow, so I don't care about spoilers. I actually watch Maria and Tracy, and I don't know the other girl's name. I haven't met her, but they have like their little book review, like book club.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard spoilers from that. I don't care about spoilers. Like
I know I basically know a lot of what's going to happen in season 7. I think I know everything, but I want to read this book. Like I'm never going to catch up with book 4 and 5 and 6. Like
Yeah, just it's fine. I think it's fine.
I know I've watched all the
Yeah.
seasons. I know what's
Right,
going on.
exactly.
So I'm like, so the only thing I will say about book 7 so far, I'm in it, the William War stuff, I'm a little bit like, I find myself being like,
Yeah.
a little bit.
I was
It's a
talking
lot.
to my friend and I was like, what are they gonna like cut? And I was like, honestly, if they cut like 50% of William's brooding, we're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find myself getting bored with that stuff. And then
yeah.
I have the book on my iPhone. So at night I'm in the dark reading it and I'm like, swipe, swipe. I don't know. I get bored with it.
Yeah, and you know what? Book 7, there's a lot of that, like kind of in the beginning. But when you get to a certain point, and then a lot of stuff starts happening. Like
Okay,
more
I don't know
towards
if
the
I'm
end of
there
the book.
yet. I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah, you must not be, but it will. It all of a
I'm
sudden it'll
basically
be like,
right now they're in oh God, are they in New Bern? Is it New Bern?
Yeah.
They're looking for a ship. They're looking for the ship to get on the ship. And she has run into what's his name? Ugh, I forget his name. The guy who loves her.
Jamie
oh,
Carl
Christy. Oh yeah,
Christy.
Oh, yeah. You are at the beginning of it still.
I'm at the part where
I was thinking you're at something that happens later,
It's
but
a
yeah,
lot
if
of
Christy's still around, you're at
Yes, I will be. Oh, some people keep asking. I'm going to stop just 1 second. Yes,
Yep.
I will be swapping out guests so others can join. That's what we planned on doing.
Mhm.
So if you do want to come on, you might have to get out, come back in, request to join, because that's the only time you really get that request to join is when you first come in. And I'll be switching out. So I'll let these ladies on here talk for a few minutes, give us their feedback, feelings, and then I will pull other people in.
Also,
Yes.
Slanja. Maria, I expect you
Slanja.
to have a drink.
Here, I have
Oh,
a
you
drink.
do? What do you
I
got?
should have made a proper one, but you know.
It's just
Gotta
some
hydrate.
iced tea with a little whiskey in it.
My husband
So,
makes there's whiskey in this.
okay,
Ooh.
that looks pretty good.
Looks like a porn star martini.
My
Yeah.
husband makes great cocktails.
Ooh, this
I'm
is
very
great quality.
Hashtag bless, and he approves of all this craziness that I exposed him to about 2 years ago.
Nice. So yeah, we book 7 does get, once you get,
Okay, so where do I have to get, like, where does it pick up? Like when they're on the way to Scotland? Like where does
You
it,
just
like,
you gotta take it how it is.
okay.
It just book 7 is a ride for there's many storylines in book 7. It's I don't want to use the word scattered, but there's a lot going on with a lot of different people. And
Okay.
sometimes it's hard to like keep track of it, but
Yeah, that's how I
but
feel
I'm-
right now.
have the book in front of you and just try to focus on what everyone is doing, and then eventually you'll be like, oh.
Okay.
And then
That's what everyone tells me. Everyone has said that the same thing, kind of.
oh yeah.
I personally I think book 7 is written very differently than other books in the series. Like book 7 is just not that like the writing itself is different, but just the story itself and the way that the timeline moves is quite different than the other books. And what was the last book you read before this? Book 3?
Yeah, Voyager.
Yeah, so you're gonna be finding like pockets within the book, but once the mess calms down, it'll make sense and you'll be fine. And then if you're like really struggling with the timeline and stuff like that, go on like Spark Notes or whatever, one of those websites, and they'll give you like
I'm like a big cheater. I don't care. I've read it.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
yeah. Like sometimes if I'm like really struggling with something, like I did this before we did our big book 9 rehash a couple months ago. I went and I read like 3 different huge plot variations of Moby before reading book 9 just to like refresh my memory. Definitely go do that. Some of them are chapter by chapter, and you can just it will catch you up to speed like pretty quick.
Maybe if you don't mind, like if I message you privately later and you can send me some of these.
Absolutely,
like,
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, there's some important chunks at the end of 6 too that are.
Sorry.
I think we lost each other for a second.
There are some really important bits in like the last chapters of 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wait, are we allowed to talk about spoilers or not?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about the house burning down. I know yeah, like I know all that big stuff that I think happens in 6, the house.
Yeah.
But I want to read Echo because I want to like kind of be prepared for, I guess.
Yeah.
You'll have like extra time as well because technically the first 4 episodes of season 7 are season 6.
Okay. Yep.
Like
yep.
those are actually season 6 episodes
How do you
that
know?
are just, what is that?
How do you know the first 4 episodes?
Because season 6 was originally supposed to be 12 episodes, and Diana even wrote the the 11th episode for it, and due to COVID and because it was announced it was going to be 12 episodes before COVID, so with they cut it short because of COVID and Katrina's pregnancy. So the first 4 episodes of season 7 are technically season 6 episodes.
Okay, got it. Wow.
So like where season 6 ended, like it's not going to be like, okay, episode 4 airs, okay, now we're season 7. No, like those 4 episodes are season 7, but the story wise, it's technically season 6. It's what we were supposed to see in season 6. So you'll have like a little bit extra time because the stuff in Echo won't kick off really until we see these next couple of episodes.
Okay.
That, and I know when they started filming again, we saw a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and we totally knew, where the direction of that was going. I mean, so.
Yeah.
We
like what the people that like took those far away shots of the set, like it's very clear what scenes they were filming, and that's from book 6.
Yeah. So they're like finishing out some of that stuff because they didn't get to do it all. So that's why, like, my thinking is, okay, that season 7 is going to contain the rest of book 6, book 7. And I don't know, maybe they'll touch on some of book 8, and then maybe they end with book 8.
They definitely are, because remember when they released who was joining the cast for the season? That gave it away that they're doing some book 8 storyline. It just, what we're wondering is, okay, how much of 8 is going to be in 7?
Right.
You know, and then does that mean, and then them putting some of 8 in 7, does that mean some of 9 will now be in 8? Like, who knows? We don't know how much.
Yeah, we don't know either.
Book. We're not going to know. So, someone said that they thought Diana had to be reworked. I'm sure the episodes that had to get tacked onto 7 will definitely be tweaked in terms of making it cohesive to the rest of the season, rather than having like a hard break from episode 4 and going into a different variation in episode 5. So I'm sure it got tweaked, but still, story-wise, those first 4 episodes are still season 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how are you? I just have a question of what you guys think. Like, do you guys think that the show is going, Meryl and Matt B. Roberts and all of them are going to create their own ending separate, because she hasn't finished the books yet. So I guess my biggest question is, are they going to go by the books very strictly, or are they going to go veer off and do their own thing for the ending?
Who knows?
I'm very surprised if they pulled a Game of Thrones.
No, they're not going to do that.
That's what everybody's fear is, and I don't think they're going to do that.
Here's the thing. Here's the difference with Game of Thrones and Outlander. Number 1 is that Game of Thrones far exceeded the books already. Like, the books went past, the show went past the books long before the season 8. George R.R. Martin also was not a consulting producer on the show. Diana is. So that's 2 reasons. Another reason is the creators of the brothers, I forget their names, David and Dan, whatever their names were, they admitted to purposely rushing season 8 because they had this big Disney Star Wars contract that they wanted to get to. So they wanted to just get Game of Thrones done because they wanted to go where the money was. That led to them actually losing that Star Wars contract. So there's so many reasons why Game of Thrones ended the way it did. But the difference with Outlander is they're ending before the books. Diana is helping them write the ending.
Yeah.
And we already know that book 8 has like a fantastic, satisfying ending that everyone will generally be happy with if we're not getting 10 seasons. So we really got to, we understand why everyone's afraid of that, because like who wouldn't be afraid of that after that disaster? The biggest show in the world has the worst reputation now. Right. But I don't have insider knowledge. I don't have like these polls. I don't have people whispering in my ear, but I can confidently tell you that that's not going to happen. And just, Marie and I are in the same boat. Just trust us on the fact that like that's not going to happen. There's no way. And with Sam and Katrina being executive producers this season, and I'm assuming next season as well, they would never, ever, ever let something like that happen. They never would. So
No.
I wouldn't worry about that. I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
Do you guys think they're gonna have them like old age kind of?
I mean, at the end of book, let's see.
Like the Notebook scene, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think they're
think
gonna.
so.
I don't think they're gonna kill them in the show.
No.
If
don't
they're
know
still
when.
alive in the books, there's no way they're gonna
Okay.
be killed in the show. There's no way.
Okay, that was like kind of my biggest question.
Yeah.
Are they like, you know?
Yeah, there's no way. If they're still gonna be alive for the books, because it's not like they're gonna jump forward to where book 10 is supposed to be. No, they're gonna. I think we're gonna get a happy. We're gonna get a happy ending, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
They're gonna suffer along the way, of course, but we'll get a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
All right.
all right.
What prosthetics is Sam going to be wearing? I don't know. I mean,
well, yeah, technically, like Sam and Katrina are way younger than Jamie and Claire are now.
right?
So
Yeah.
Trailer was like really gray.
Yes, Claire's hair was very gray, and you know they're gonna have to do that. I would think that
She looked older than. It kind of bothers.
Yeah.
What was that last part you said?
Yeah.
She looked what?
She looked older than him in the announcement, the season 8 announcement.
Well, she is older than him.
Oh yeah, by a couple years, but like
Yeah.
I feel like they aged her more than him.
Well, a lot of the thing with the hair is like I've gotten comments like this before, like his hair is this color. Like redhead people don't really go gray or white; they more so fade. So that definitely adds a difference. Is that the way that like their hair color ages, and obviously Claire's hair ages for a different reason.
Right.
So that's definitely part of it, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Again, speculation, but I mean, we know that her hair is a character within itself, and what her hair is doing is important to keep an eye on. So
Right.
I was joking that like, you know, has she not created hair dye because she's so smart and
Well, she wants her hair to turn white so she can come into her full power.
And Jamie likes the gray.
He does. But I also noticed in the season 7 trailer, which I think everybody noticed, all of a sudden she's very dark again, like no grays in that one scene. Which is
I think it has to do with the lighting. They have so many different wigs for her.
right?
Yeah.
Look at my front corner.
I don't think we got to nitpick it, but they have so many different wigs for her and all that. So yeah. Jessica just said that she started going gray early. She died in her 40s. Yeah. So
I just dyed my hair time this year. I'm 30.
Box.
yeah. Someone says Claire, she doesn't prioritize her parents. No, Claire does not care.
No, we know.
Exactly.
I totally. Oh, sorry. I said a bad word.
It's okay.
Claire, I know she doesn't care.
Yeah.
All right. So I have one other person on here now. Will one of you, are one of you good to go for now? So then I can pull somebody else in?
I'd be happy to, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
on, Allie. I appreciate it.
Come again sometime.
Yeah.
2 of like the first Outlander people I followed from like
Oh, good.
social media. So it's nice to meet you.
You
Okay.
too. Thank
Lovely meeting
you.
you. We'll talk again.
Allie, wait, do you want me to leave too? Is there 2?
No, I have one person that is coming on, so I'll go ahead and pull her in. Okay. So let me
Now,
go ahead.
you guys, I'm so bad at this. I have all the chat coming up and I can't see like Haley's face because like, is there a button I should push?
Yeah.
I'm so bad at this.
No, it doesn't work like that. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
So I have a couple of things I was gonna bring up with you guys that it didn't look like was already discussed, and that was
go ahead and.
whether we think they're gonna split season 7 in 2 parts.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
100%.
Yes.
100%.
I think that's
Having
a strong
16
possibility.
episodes straight throughout the summer, no way.
No.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, my personal prediction is they're not gonna start season 7 until beginning of August. And then if they run 8 episodes leading up to New York Comic Con, they can make a big showing there. And then start the second half of season 7 in the spring, kind of like they did for season 1. I mean, that's how they scheduled it.
Yeah,
they're definitely gonna do something like that for sure. But yeah, they're absolutely gonna split it for sure. Like that makes good sense. Like maybe like end of summer, leading into fall, big break for the holidays. We'll come back beginning of the year and take us into the spring or whatnot. But yeah, that's
Well,
pretty
I'm
good.
also kind of being selfish when I say this, because also historically they tend to not film the next season until the current one has aired. So I don't know that they'll do that this time, because before they wouldn't film 7 until their 6 had aired. So are they going to do that again? Do we think?
That's not the case always.
Right.
Yeah, but we'll see. But I think it'll definitely be split for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't honestly want to drag this out for as long.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
know.
I'm like, I want them to don't
Drag it
film
out to
until later, so it makes it take longer.
Yeah, drag it out, because think season 6 was 8 episodes, so
Yeah.
there'll be like 3 seasons. If
It'll
they
be
split
like
it up.
getting 3 more. Exactly. And who doesn't want that we could say, yeah, there's almost like 3 seasons still coming
So
up.
I actually mentioned this to Maria yesterday. I did some digging and I was like, 26 episodes left. All right, let's see where
This is great.
I meant to do it the other way today and I forgot. No, I'm gonna do it right now while I'm talking. So 26 episodes is what we have left, right? So we have episode 1. Does anyone want to take a guess what the 26th episode of Outlander is? Anybody want to take a guess?
The date, you mean?
Wait,
No,
no.
the episode.
26?
Like
26 episodes in. What
throw
is that?
out what would you think the 26th episode would be in terms of the story?
Oh. I kind of want it to end with book 8, to be honest. I think they're going to cherry pick a couple storylines.
No. I mean, like, thinking about it, like, what do you think in
Starting
your memory?
from
Like, what do you
episode
think from episode 1, 26 episodes
Episodes
in?
in.
What do you think that would be?
Malcolm?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so think about 26 episodes in. So there were how many episodes in season 1? And then where are we in
Oh my
season
God.
2?
So that's like episode 10 or 11 in season 2, right?
Right.
Right.
All right, I'll just give the answer. So it's actually Preston Pans.
Oh, I'm so bad.
So look at episode 1 all the way to Preston Pans. That is so much Outlander.
Yeah.
That is so much Outlander. Everything that occurs in those 26 episodes. And I'm willing to bet that some of these episodes are going to be longer than usual.
100%, yeah.
Like in season 6. So that is so much Outlander. 26 episodes worth.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another way to look at it. And if we want to do it the other way, if my computer would load, I would do it the other way. For 26 episodes from where we currently left off, if I can pull it up, talk amongst yourselves while I do this. But that's a different way to look at it. Like that is a lot.
That's a lot of story.
That's a lot.
It is a lot of story. Yeah.
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 So okay, so let's see.
So yeah, have they confirmed? Yes, there's been a couple articles that have said that season 8 is going to have 10 episodes. I don't think it's from Stars, but it's been a couple news sources, like article sources, that have said that it's going to be 10. So that's what we get there.
And can I just say that I'm calling Blood of My Blood BOMB? Because that's the acronym.
I saw some.
I like that.
I like that.
Bomb.
I hope that
All right,
doesn't,
so I
it's not predicting anything, but
I just counted backwards. So from where we left off at 608 with I Am Not Alone, going 26 episodes back is season 4, episode 8, which is Wilmington, which is the episode right after Brianna travels to the Stones. And that was a long time ago.
Okay. We have a lot to look forward to. I agree.
So like that, I feel like that looking at it that way should really just like calm everybody just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I joined this whole thing, I feel like late, and I just feel like I want the excitement everybody had when season 2 aired and season 3 aired. And I just like, I'm not ready for it to end because I just joined in 2020. So
Right.
there's a lot coming.
There is. I think we have at least 3 more years.
Yeah, I agree. 2 to 3 more years. Yeah.
plus think of the people that are like getting into the fandom now, because I'm kind of jealous of them, to be honest, because they have not really experienced a full several Droughtlanders in a row. I mean, between books, between shows, between seasons. I mean, I'm kind of jealous, to be honest.
Who discovered it?
I feel like Droughtlander is like ingrained in our DNA at this point.
Yep.
Like, and if you came during, if you joined like after season 5, that Outlander was like 2.5 years long. Like the distance from season 5 to season 6 because of COVID was horrendous.
It's brutal.
It was bad. That was pretty bad.
So
Maria?
you know in the books how they always describe when Jenny refers to Ellen, everyone's like, what did Ellen look like? She goes, just look at Brianna. And I thought, they're not going to cast Sophie as Ellen, are they?
No.
No,
No.
I don't think anybody from this cast is going to be in the new one.
No.
I kind of hope not. I mean, and to be honest, I mean, let's look at the casting directors and what they did with Outlander. I mean, if they do their job the way they have done it for years and we trust them, we may have some new hotties to look forward to in this new series.
I'm wondering if, because spoiler alert, the young Brian that we're going to be seeing in season 7, I'm wondering if maybe that actor could maybe be Brian in the prequel.
Wow, that's a great idea.
Maybe, I mean, like, why bring him on and announce people? Like, it would make sense. Like, he'd be at around the same age, give or take a couple of years. You know, he would be like adult enough because, well, it depends on when they're starting the prequel, like in terms of how old Brian and Ellen are. But that could be something that they do is bringing him on. And are they going to cast a younger version of Duncan?
Yeah, they are.
For Marissa, they're going to have to. I don't think, I doubt, there's no way.
No, they've already said that Duncan's not playing himself. Like, they're not going to do a whole Greta Lavish thing.
I would love it if it was a cast full of no names. Like,
I
want all no names. I don't want anyone that we know from Hollywood being on that show.
No. Yeah, that would be great. Maria, I'm going to pull in Jody because she requested. So do you have any final thoughts?
No, my final thought is just in general, really great to connect with everybody. I was like, this kind of I don't want to be cheesy, but like I was just telling my husband, I'm very excited to have found all this.
You're in the right place.
Yeah, it's a wonderful community.
And with all the craziness in the world or whatever I have young children and everything. It's like my happy place, I guess you could say. So I was really to talk to everybody.
Same.
Haley, I'll be messaging you so I could get those.
Absolutely, yeah. Anything you want, go right ahead and message me. For sure.
How do I get out of here? Do I just click out?
Hit X up on the top.
Okay.
Bye. Bye.
Leave.
There she goes.
I'm going to request you, Jody, now. And anybody else, if you want to come on, go ahead and request to join. And then we'll try to get you on.
Said that they feel like they're going to transition into the prequel series in such a way to utilize and employ the current crew and facilities. Yes, they definitely are going to keep the same people that are doing Outlander are going to be the same people that are doing the prequel.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. And I love that.
Because the studio's here, the sets are here, everything's already here, the people are working, and they want to, of course, keep the same vibe, so it's going to be the same team doing the prequel.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure some people will probably leave with Outlander, they'll probably bring new people on, but generally speaking, it's going to be the same group.
Mm-hmm. Well, welcome, Jody.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. So do you have any thoughts you want to start off with?
I'm just sad.
Oh.
No, but I'm sad, but I feel like it makes sense. I feel like it's probably the right time with as long as the seasons are and how long it takes between seasons for everybody. I'm sure Sam and Kat are ready to, not have that that restraint of not being able to spread their wings really.
Yeah.
Because of the demand.
Oh.
So it makes sense, but it doesn't mean I'm not sad.
Yeah.
Because like
totally
Maria
valid.
said,
Totally valid.
Yeah, like Maria said, I started in August of 2021, so I just feel like I haven't had enough time, but there'll still be a couple more years, so it'll be
we have
fine.
So much time left. Everyone's kind of panicking.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like that so much. Oh my God, we only have this many days left or whatever it is, but we got to look to keep it positive and make sure everyone's still uplifted. We have so much time left, and we shouldn't waste that time dwelling on the end that we know is coming. We should take what we have and enjoy it and enjoy it while we have it, since we know we only have so much left. And we can't, and I kind of agree with you, it probably is time to end it for a multitude of reasons, Sam and Katrina's careers, everything else, and you don't want something that's so great, you don't want to push it over the edge. You know,
Yes.
like you don't want to like take advantage of that, even though we have excellent source material. What we have gotten is unlike anything else that's ever been produced. And we know, again, I'm going to bring this up until I'm blue in the face. The ending of book 8, the first thing I did when I read this almost 5 years ago now, the first thing I said and that was at that time, season 3 had maybe just aired. That ending, my first thought was, wow, that would be great for the show to end there.
Right.
It's fantastic in terms of the show. So, you know what? Like, we're going to be okay. It's going to suck. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be sad, devastating, all the emotions. But we have each other and, you know, we have a long time left and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I thought of too is, you know how Star's kind of famous for doing little spin-off shows and stuff. And so they're already developing this prequel with the Fraser family and Young Merchant and everything. And I thought, you know what? I bet if that's successful, we might get our Lord John spin-off series too.
That would be great.
That would be amazing.
You know what I want?
And they have all the source material for that.
I want a young Claire and an Uncle Lamb.
God, me too.
And I want them to do what young Sheldon did and have Katrina do the voiceovers.
Oh my God.
She would do that. She would totally do that. And just have the adventures of Lamb and Claire traveling more together and like getting into trouble and all these things. That would be so. I know Diana says like, oh, who cares about Claire's background? I care.
I do. I know.
I care. That would be so amazing. And Katrina, like having like whenever like you watch like Young Sheldon, totally different. Having like Jim Parsons still voicing it, even though like Big Bang ended, would be so great if it was Katrina doing that. And I think that would be so many people were like, we want to see like Claire growing up, you know?
Right. Yeah, I think it would be great too.
Right?
Because I love in the later books, she does mention like in My Own Heart's Blood that I'm listening to right now for book club. I go ahead because I just like to listen to the stories. And, you know, she mentions sometime what it was like, you know, with Uncle Lamb and some things that they did. And I'm like, God, that would be so cool. I know. I agree with you, Haley. I would love, you know, because they went to so many places. And, you know, Claire, her character in general was, I think, able to survive and adapt to going back in time so quickly because she grew up being able to adapt and live in so many different places growing up.
To survive.
Absolutely.
That, you know, that kind of gave her that upper hand of being able to do what she did, you know, back in the 18th century. So that would be so cool to watch. So let's put that out into the universe.
Plus, it'd be fun just to watch her being not a meek and obedient teen.
Yeah, she totally wouldn't be the meek and obedient teen either.
No.
Get into so much trouble.
Well, remember you saw a flashback of Claire when she was a young girl, like lighting the cigarette for the uncle.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yes.
He treated her like, you know, he was an equal. So that also kind of put it into her head, like, you know, I'm just the same as everybody else.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
I think people would totally be on board to watch that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what they'll do?
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, I
Love
said,
it.
Haley, you were successful putting out into the ether that we needed a season 8. So maybe we just need to keep putting things out into the universe.
Thank you. I just want to say, in the past year and however many months, never once did I ever say that season 7 will be the last. I have been saying since before season 6 aired that we will be getting a season 8. And I just want to tell stars that I told you so. People were like, oh, you're wrong. I was like, I'm not wrong. Watch and wait, people. Watch and wait.
Well, I thought it was very telling that they never said season 7 was the last season.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, usually, if it's going to be the series finale, they make a really big deal out of it. So the fact that they didn't, I was like, I think we're going to get it.
Yeah. And like with the fact that they film all over Scotland and everything like that, and if they, knowing that they had to write their own ending, that's risky for something like that to leak and things like that. So they would have to be like, oh, hey, by the way, this is going to be the last season. So the longer it was going on, I was like, and the more they were going through filming, I was like, no, there's no way. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of people in the comments are speculating about a movie being made.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about that?
Well, who was
know.
that in the chat? Like, maybe if they wait a few years to do the movie like they did for Downton Abbey, then the actors would be aged appropriately and it would make more sense.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't see that happening, but it would never be off the table. Like, I don't see that in the future, but who knows? You never know.
Well, because ultimately those books are huge, and that was the whole reason that it wasn't made into a movie in the first place.
They
Because
wanted
just
to be a movie.
Outlander,
Yeah.
just the first book itself couldn't have been
Exactly.
made into a movie.
Yeah. I personally don't think a movie would suffice. I'd rather have it end and be comfortable with that ending than risk doing a movie and having it fall short. And I don't know. We'll see.
So
Well, I
maybe
think all of us trust the team, and we trust Meryl.
Yeah.
We trust
Oh,
Sam
yeah.
and Kat and Diana are going to give us what we want, and
Mhm.
I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to be happy for everything.
They're going to do right by us no matter what. They'll do right by us.
that.
Yeah. That's why I'm not really worried about it or how it's going to end. And I was never worried about a season 8 because with as invested as they are in this, especially Meryl, there was no way that they were just going to say, oh, well, that's it. And not let us, like
Right.
you said, Sarah, have a prolonged, let us know in advance and things like that. I just never worried about it.
And even
for that reason.
Like I said a little while ago, having Sam and Katrina being in such higher roles now, they would never let something like that happen to their characters or the story because they care so much. So not only are they going to ensure that we get a proper ending, the showrunners, everyone will, and Diana is certainly going to help as much as she can to getting them to they're going to need Diana's help big time for writing a proper finale, and she's gonna help them get there. And I think all of them working together, like, look what they've created. It's gonna be okay. Like, we're gonna, whatever they give us, we're not gonna be like happy with it because like, who wouldn't want 10 seasons? But we know what we're getting, therefore we know that they're gonna do right by what we have left.
You just said finale, and I literally got chills.
The word like finale, and
we're so far from that right now.
Just the fact that we have to think about it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's just crazy.
It's so crazy.
I know. They will not let us down. That's for sure.
They won't. Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh my God.
I firmly believe that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
All right, Marie, I know you want other people to tag in, so I'm going to check out.
See. Okay, sounds good.
Let somebody else chit chat. But lovely chatting with you all.
Bye.
Each other in the woods, right?
Bye, Sarah. Thanks for coming on. Slanja. All right, so I have somebody in here, Mary Jones, Miami girl. So let's pull her in and meet somebody new.
Someone says, I can see them having Diana write the script, the finale, or at least the punishment ep. I love when Diana writes episodes.
They're always so good.
I want every episode written by Diana and directed by Jamie Payne and or Katrina Balfe, and that's it. Like, I think that's not really asking for a whole lot here. Like, at this point, Diana shelves book 10 for a little bit and just write all the episodes.
Yeah, that works for me.
And like, Jamie Payne, we need you.
Oh yeah.
He needs to come back right now.
Jamie directs the most fantastic episodes. I'm wondering, because Diana wrote, I hope the episode is still hers, what was supposed to be season 6, episode 11. So I hope that is still her episode, because no matter what, Diana gives us what we want, because she just copy paste from the book, and that's every time like a scene or anything or the dialogue is just directed from the book. That's when we're like, yeah, that was the best scene in the episode. We wonder why. Like,
yeah, because I mean, it's there for you.
It's there, like, those are always the best, is when it's just right out of the book.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention any new people that came on. If you do want to come on to the to our little chat discussion here, feel free to get back out, come back in, request to join, and you need to do that from an iPad or a phone. You cannot do it from a computer. I forgot to say that earlier, because computer doesn't allow you to join. It has to be like an app. So go ahead and do that, and I'll pull you in if you would.
Katrina is directing like the extra DVD scenes this season, but hopefully our girl negotiated directing for season 8, because that would just be the most amazing thing in the world. And personally, I think that she did. If I was Katrina Balfe, if I was the queen of the world, like Katrina Balfe, I would certainly do that.
Well, knowing Katrina, has the way she, has always said, like, don't be afraid to take up space and things like that. Like, she's advocating for herself. Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think I'm willing to bet a lot of things that we will see her direct an episode before the show ends. I guarantee it.
Sam directing an episode? I don't know. I mean,
that's his thing.
I don't think he's
Yeah.
in, like, I don't think he's really mentioned, and I don't believe
Yeah.
I've heard that he's
I've
mentioned
never
that
heard
he
him
wanted to.
So interested.
So, yeah, I don't know about that.
Hmm.
And let's see, somebody had just said something. Oh,
No,
Get
I'm looking.
Healthy Now. She said something about Haley. She'd like to hear about when you met Katrina. So I don't know. Do you want to take a minute and talk about that?
I mean, I can if people are interested. Sure. Let me tell you about the greatest 30 seconds of my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I first met Katrina back in November 21st, 2022, actually.
And what time in seconds, ma'am? Exactly what
time?
time?
I was disassociating, so the time was lost on me.
Time doesn't matter, Sassenach.
Time did not.
That's right.
In that moment. But yeah, so I went to the BAFTAs. Yes, please, I think I would die. I did die for a long period of time. I was at the BAFTAs and I got there extraordinarily early and it was very cold, and guess who didn't care? Me. I purposely didn't drink anything that entire day so I wouldn't have to leave my spot and use the restroom, because I was just like,
good plan.
I was like, this is it's now or never. And I've been trying to meet her for 5 years, and I'm not going to answer now, but Katrina, Maria knows how much Katrina means to me for many, many reasons. Mm-hmm. So I was at the BAFTAs, and I knew that we kind of knew that the Outlander cast was going to be last in terms of, because there's a lot of people, because it's a big award show, so there's a lot of celebrities there, and like I did not care about any of them. I mean, I met Saoirse Ronan, which was really cool, and like the new Doctor Who was there, which was great, but I was like, I don't care. You're not why I'm here. So the Outlander cast was coming through, and it was John, and then it was Sam, and then it was Sophie and John, and then it was Lauren, and like they all came through. I got pictures of all of them, and it was like fantastic and great and all that. And I'm like, all right, and it should be in a second now. And they're all like coming in the same car. Like it was the same car that was like bringing everyone to they were just doing laps. And like I'm like, okay, every time a car pulled up, I was like, okay, is it her? Is it her? Then she just like comes up at the bottom of the carpet, not even in the car. Apparently they were across the street and just walked over. Her and her like assistant or somebody, but they just didn't get out of the car. And all of a sudden I just looked to my left, and there was maybe like 10 people next to me when the road began. And and I just like see her, and I'm just like it was just, she was there, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, okay, hold it together. I was like, I can't ruin this. I can't like freak out. And she was just getting closer and closer and closer to me. And I was like, all right, this is it. Okay, I got this. I'm fine. Like everything's okay. Like she's right there. Like this is the moment. And then she was next to my friends that I went with. She was signing their stuff first. And then I began talking to her, and I was like freaking out internally. And I was like, hi, Katrina. I was like, I don't know if you remember me, but I spoke to you at the London premiere. And then she was like, and I was like, I was the one that told you that you saved my life. And I have the videos if you want to see them. She was like, oh my gosh, it's so lovely to see you again. She goes, I remember that. And I was like, oh my god, she remembers who I am. And I was getting really emotional. And then she even started welling up. And she like grabbed my arm. She goes, it's okay. She goes, it's so lovely to see you. It's okay. And I was like, can we take a picture? She goes, of course we can take a picture. So we took a picture. She signed my book. And then after we took our selfies together, I was like, can I give you a hug? She goes, yes, you can absolutely give me a hug. And we hugged, and it was amazing. And then, yeah, it was pretty spectacular. So yeah, that was my experience meeting Katrina Balfe.
That was my favorite thing about seeing those pictures, is her emotion.
Oh yeah.
Was my favorite thing about those pictures, because it was so, you could tell she was so touched by you meeting her and how excited and your genuineness in it. And that, to me, that was like the coolest thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It wasn't until she walked away that I stepped away from the red carpet and completely broke down. Like there's a picture of me from like Getty Images, and she's at the group, because it was like a group of people, then there was like a pillar, and then more groups. So I was against the pillar on this side, so she was already on this side. So I was leaning against it on this side, and there's a picture of me in the background of someone's picture. And I'm just like this in the back of it, just bawling my eyes out. And then I went away after, because I think it was like Doctor Who that came next, and he was last. Katrina was like the second to last person to arrive. And then I like went away, and I called my mom, and I was just like not aware of anything that was going on.
Wow.
But yeah, it was great. Thank you for asking. Whoever asked that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So.
I loved that for you. I was like so happy for you.
Oh my gosh, it was the support that I got that weekend, like the day leading up to it, and then the couple days after I was posting pictures. Everyone was just so nice and supportive, and like everyone was so happy for me, and like that made me even more emotional. I was like, oh my god, like everyone just cares so much, because people that have been following my story, they know how like massive that was for me. That was like my biggest dream come true, and I just really appreciated like the fandom like being there for me those couple of days, and it was amazing. I'm very, very grateful for that.
Right. Oh, yeah. I know. It's great.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right.
Thank you. All right. So do we have anybody? I don't have anybody else who's requested. Again, it's open if anybody wants to come on and talk about.
Come say hi. Come chat.
Come say hello. Even if you don't have anything really, you just want to like wave. Come wave to us.
Someone goes, good eye contact. The eye contact changed my life.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. It's because Jody and I got to meet each other when we went to New York Comic Con. So we were all in that together, where we, for Sam, for our meet and greet, which was pretty cool too. So it was really nice, because we knew everybody in our group, and it was so nice that we were all there together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them.
Yeah, everybody was trying to take videos of everybody else's experience, and it was nice.
Yeah, it really was nice. Fun.
It was really cool, because there were some people, because I went to Sam's Waypoints signing in Glasgow a couple weeks ago, or last month, and it was just a few weeks after. It was like less than a month after the BAFTAs, and there were some people that were at the BAFTAs that were then at the book signing. So it was really great, like seeing people again and like getting more pictures with Sam, whatnot, which is really nice. He actually signed the picture of us together at the BAFTAs, because I saw him twice at the BAFTAs, like on the carpet, and then I saw him in the hotel like later on that night. So I got like a proper picture with him. So at the book signing, he signed the picture of us standing together, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like,
that's nice. He's so sweet. Yeah, group one, ladies. Woo!
Right, group one in the house. I know. That was such a surreal experience. It really was.
I know.
Yeah.
It was. I would totally do that again, though. I mean, I know it was a lot, but gosh, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
I've never been to a con. I always, and like keeping up to date when everyone goes to them, like in New York or wherever, but I've never been to one.
Yeah, they're really, it's
I always see
a little overwhelming.
And they're like it's a pretty crazy deal.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some interesting characters. I took a couple pictures of some of the crazy signs people had. I can't remember what they were. Like if you can afford to buy a ticket to Comic-Con, you can afford to buy deodorant. That was my favorite.
Gina, hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Welcome. Hi. How are you, Gina?
Well,
nice
thanks for the
you.
request. Nice to see you too.
Yay. So you were in New York as well. We were just talking about New York Comic Con. Yeah, do you have anything to add to that? And then we'll go back to the Outlander conversation.
You know, New York Comic Con was a last minute decision for me. I was so grateful to be welcomed by Sarah and others who you just had on as their fourth roommate. And so, you know, they really planned everything, and I just got to, hang on their Outlander NYCC, shirt tails, so to speak. Yeah, and just the whole thing that you planned, Maria, Pig and Whistle, and for God, 50, 60 of us to get together like that.
It was so fun. It was a wonderful weekend. So I know, Haley, you were in New York just recently. So New York Comic Con, whenever the next one is, you should try to plan and see if you're able to come to, one of the next couple.
Yeah, it's because it's always like end of summer, beginning of
It's always in October.
August. Yeah, it's a tricky month.
Yeah, that's true for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's difficult because that's very busy.
The
If I
popular
was
time.
like in the States, it'd be no problem at all, but yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So Gina, tell us, how are you feeling about this
You know,
announcement?
like everyone else, there's a lot of emotion about all of this, but honestly, I kind of feel grateful for Diana, who wrote these books, grateful for the cast, the crew who have dedicated so much, to this series. Um, think about, like Sam had said, the number of employees, um, I mean, Scottish people and those in the area who the
Right.
series has employed. Um, I think Sony and Stars, I mean, what do I know? I just listen to others, but, my own opinion, I guess, is that they are listening to the fandom and they know that they've got, a hit and they're going to end it well. They're going to do right. I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard others say, and I kind of wonder, I mean, with Sam's, incredible voice and his narration
Yeah.
abilities that we know he has, um, wouldn't it be something if there was a part for him to narrate in Blood of My Blood?
Yeah.
Like
From his
him when he
perspective?
Yeah.
told Claire the story of his parents
Yes.
outside of the wedding, if it was like Jamie telling the
Yeah.
story, but like in the prequel.
Right. That would be really
I mean,
Great, actually.
incredible.
Yeah.
he is known as, I mean, she calls him the great storyteller. And wouldn't that be something, a way for perhaps Sam himself to do other projects, however, still be able to have a little bit of his foot in this if he were able to do, some voiceover, some narration. But we'll see. But I don't know, just overall grateful that, an appreciation that I found the show, found the fandom,
Mhm.
got to go to a con,
Mhm.
all of that, it's all good. It's all good.
I love your positivity about this.
Well, look, I too found it, at the beginning of the pandemic, and it did carry me through. And it's given me, experiences and escapism and friendships and books and all kinds of. I mean, I'm now a whiskey drinker. Come on. What more can you ask for? I now have, cutouts of, where's my Sam? Where he is, right there.
Oh, I see him.
I mean,
Yeah.
I now
They're
have,
cutouts.
cutouts, it's like a hobby. It's a hobby in your 50s, and I'm all there for it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Oh, you just made me so happy. I love that.
Yeah, I'll be the one crying at episode 26. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm
We
gonna
all
have
are.
to have
Yeah,
like
definitely.
calls lined up, welfare checks going on, with friends, like
Therapy sessions
I'm gonna need
scheduled
like
with your therapist.
I'm gonna need a lot of
Well, we all
professional
just need to
support.
schedule like time off for like a week afterwards so we can do it in private and,
Yeah.
not have to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I fully plan on doing that.
This is not even at the same, back then I thought it was, but this is not even at the same level. But when I was in high school, when McDreamy died on Grey's Anatomy, I thought that was like,
Yeah.
I think I was a junior in high school when that happened. Was it 2015 when that happened? That like Grey's Anatomy was what I was super into before Outlander, and I thought I would never love a show more than that. I haven't even watched an episode of that show since I found Outlander 5 years ago. That's how much I just didn't even know what I was in for. But I remember when McDreamy died, and like I was like screaming and crying like my own family member died watching that episode. And then the episode the week after, when it showed her like away and all of that, I went to school the next day, like puffy eyes, like my face was so swollen. I was wearing like sweatpants. I was telling everyone not to like talk to me all day and all that. And that was like not even, looking back, that's not even close to the same level. That I didn't become a doctor because of Grey's Anatomy, but I sure as hell moved to Scotland to be an Outlander tour guide. So
So did anybody else in school realize why your face was so puffy, or did they just think like you had some crazy allergic
I
reaction or
wasn't
something
the
the day
only one.
before?
Other people were upset too, but I was just the one that was still like I was in mourning, okay? Like I was going through the stages of grief. That was a big deal when
Oh.
McDreamy died. Like that was a really big deal.
Oh yeah.
It was. I remember that.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, I do. Oh, gosh. Jody, can you aim your... Oh, yeah.
You can't see me?
I can see you.
Oh boy.
But the thing is the way, like, you're on my phone right now, all the comments are on your face.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
why.
All right,
You're
hold
in
on.
the comment spot.
Is that better?
Yes.
Is
I just have to hold it. Okay.
That's okay.
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 McDreamy's death was McDreamy's death was horrific. Like that
Yeah,
was
it
a
was
horrible.
Yeah.
So
That was
sad.
like probably top 3 like worst TV deaths ever.
Yeah, I
That
know.
was
Well, anyone who is missing the show, just keep rewatching. Go to your, I like to watch
Even
beginning
more.
to end, beginning to end
Scary.
again and again.
Mhm.
The audiobooks, as I've mentioned before, that's what works for Maria. That's what works for me.
Oh, yeah, I
It
love
fits
them.
into my schedule. It's
Right.
order.
I can multitask.
Yes.
You know, so that's what works for me. Joining on Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, Fridays, whenever you can, and fit in these little fandom gatherings. I mean, that's what's so cool about this community.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times. Good
What
times.
we could even set something up so when season 7 starts airing, we can do something like we could do like an episode debrief and get as much
Oh
out
yeah.
as we can. Like Maria and I can organize something and do this kind of same thing, and we can just talk about the episodes and like relish in the 26 we have left, and let's just
We're gonna count down.
Just enjoy every moment.
Yeah,
Of,
so over the summer when we know when it's going to start airing, like we can maybe start planning and talk about that. We can just hop on some point throughout the week after the episode had aired. Everyone's had a few days to watch it, and then we can just talk about it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For sure.
So you just mentioned the audiobooks. We know that Davina Porter, if anyone doesn't know, Davina Porter is the woman that narrates all 9 books.
Right.
And she does the voices. I mean, she changes her voice so that you know who's who. And honestly, that helps me. There's so many characters. I can't even keep them straight in the books.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when she changes her voice, for me, that really helps.
Yeah.
So she actually came out of retirement to narrate Bees. But Diana said like sometime last year that she wasn't gonna do it again in 5 years. Because like Davina's like she's much older than Diana, I believe. I think she's in her 80s, I want to say. She's quite elderly.
Right.
Diana had said that like there's no way she would probably come out and do book 10 because that's going to be several more years till that comes out. So I would love it if like Katrina narrated book 10. Like I would love that.
That would
because if it's not going to be Davina, I don't want some like random person just coming to do one last book.
Mm-hmm.
So like why not do a voice that we know and love, and why not have it be Katrina?
Yeah, well, I had actually, I think I did it on Twitter. I tweeted, this was a couple, I don't know, probably a month or so ago, about for, book 10, when you do it on, the Audible version, it should be, I said Sam and Katrina, like they can read for like their parts as Jamie and Claire, and then maybe you have somebody else who's like the overall narrator or whatever. But I put that out there. I didn't get any retweet or answer to it, but maybe I'll have to do it again.
Well, fans always have really great ideas, and I hope the Sony and Star spies are listening to the fans.
I know. That's what I always hope. I'm like, I hope
just
they
give us what we let us write the show.
Yeah, let us do it.
Let me go in the Reddit room. I'll be like, this is what we want. This is what we don't want. This is what we want. This is what we don't
Bring
want.
in Haley. She's right there. You don't even have to house her.
I know. I'm right down the road. I'm like 30 minutes, 40 minutes from the studio, if that.
Mm-hmm.
Really easy drive. I drive by all the time.
Oh, yeah. That would be great. I would love that.
I think that would also be great.
Oh gosh. Well, let's see. I have. Okay. Jody, do you have any closing thoughts? I have somebody else that I'm going to pull in.
No, I'm just grateful for the time that we've had with them, and we're just going to keep plugging on until the final day.
It's like we're honestly speaking like a death is coming.
But
it's like we're being pre-warned of a death and like knowing we're actually go into mourning, and that's just so bizarre to me. Bizarre in the fact that I can't believe it's happening, not bizarre in the fact that we're doing it, because I'm one of those people where I will be in the spirit of mourning. But it's just crazy. It's like, oh, I knew we were gonna get to this point one day, but I was not expecting it to be this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, one thing, just how they I think what made it worse is the fact that they posted that the new season was coming, and then posted it was going to be it was coming, and it was going to be the last back-to-back. And so I thought I was going crazy at first when I saw the first story, and it just said season 8 is announced, and then the next one said season 8 and final season, and I was like, what? That's what made it worse for me. It was like the whiplash.
Was it in the clip where it says Alan has been renewed for an 8th pause and final season?
Right.
Yes. But the first one, I'll try to go back into my stories and find them, because there was one that I shared, and it didn't say and final. Oh. It just said has been renewed. Oh. And then the very next one I said, oh, I was excited about it, and then the very next one had it all, and then I said, and now I want to puke. I'll go back and find it.
Wow. So maybe they posted it, and then they're like, oh no, that's the wrong one. So they
posted it, and then another one came. And I was like, wait, what just happened?
It would not be the first time they posted something and immediately deleted it, because they've done it times. Like with pictures and stuff. I remember one of the first teasers we got for season 6, and they accidentally had a shot of Katrina with like her botched hair, and everyone was like, oh my god. And then
I remember that
disappeared so quickly, but not before everyone got screenshots.
Right.
It was just there. And then they posted another picture. I don't remember when it was. It was months ago. It was an Instagram post, and it got I forget what it was, but it was deleted very quickly, because it was I remember what it was. It was spoiler, it was Alan and Malva, Christy in the garden. He has her like with her like yelling at her in Claire's garden. A beautiful picture. It's them yelling in Claire's garden, and then that got deleted so fast.
Whoa.
If you read the books, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that was up for less than 5 minutes, and it was gone.
Yeah,
because it was like the moment it was in the garden, which you know what scene that is. So
right.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes, but whoever did that got fired probably.
That's what I always think. Like the people who do that kind of stuff, do they really get reprimanded harshly?
Oh yeah, and everyone's always like, and everyone's tweets you see like someone's getting fired.
Yeah. Like feel bad for that person.
Yeah.
But thanks, Maria, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Welcome, Jody. It was so nice to see you again.
Bye.
Bye.
So if anybody doesn't know, if you look up at
the top,
just X out of the top, and then you can leave, and then you just come back in again,
Got it. Okay.
For anybody who doesn't know, up at the top, it says Let's Talk with a down arrow. If you tap on that arrow, it'll have the list of everybody who's on the Instagram Live, because I'd seen a couple people talking about how maybe they want to follow Haley or, whoever else we have on here talking. So you can just go to the top, and then you can follow people right from there. So that's just a little hint for you guys. So it looks like
Alex got in trouble several times throughout season 6 for posting things.
Oh yeah.
He got in.
Hi.
Hello.
My name's Katrina.
Hi,
Hello.
Katrina. Nice to see you.
I'm from Great Britain, actually.
Oh,
nice. Oh, it's late for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not 100 miles away from Sam, actually.
Okay.
Just up the motorway.
there you go.
Okay.
So it's been good actually watching it. I've sort of like getting into it in the last 6 months now.
Okay.
I'm only like a new fan, but I've been trying to get to know this meet and greet as well, but I don't know how to go about it.
Oh, okay. So I know that there's a Highlanders 6 is coming up, and I know that that one is in England. I can always send you a link. And I
Yeah,
want to
that'd
say,
be
I think
great.
it's in August. It's in this summer
Yeah.
coming up. But there'll be lots of the Outlander cast there. And there's already people that are announced. So I'll
Right.
have to, I can send you that link. Let me get your
Yeah.
whole. But yeah, so,
I've also been doing that peak challenge.
oh, good for you.
Yeah, and I've done really well. I've gone from sort of like a size 16 to a size 12.
Wow.
Wow.
And I've lately started riding a bike, so I haven't done that in years.
Wow.
Good for
You and
you.
Sam, you're bike riders.
Oh, yeah, I love it. And I walk, I do everything. You know, if it wasn't for Peak Challenge, I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I'm doing now. I had a very serious illness beforehand, and it made me disabled.
Oh.
Yeah. I had fibromyalgia really bad. But now, I'm really proud of what Sam starting up this Peak Challenge. It's really helped me as well, to get motivated, and I
Mhm.
feel brilliant. I feel 20 years younger.
Oh, that was his
Wow.
intent. I mean, that was really his overall intent, was to inspire and to motivate others to do good for themselves and to do good for others. So you're just the proof of it all.
I
Yeah.
hope you get the
yeah.
opportunity to tell him that one day.
I'll just show you something. Right.
Oh, what do we get? What? Oh,
Oh,
That's
she's
my
going to show
waist
us.
now.
oh yeah. Look at you. You got you got some curves going there. You got a waist.
Oh, yes.
Good for you. Look at you.
That's cute.
Yes. And I'm 60 years of age.
Well, look
Good
at
for
you.
It
Good
just
for you.
shows you it can be done. It's just a motivation from others, really, that does it.
Never too late to start.
No, not at all.
Never.
No. I'm just more concerned about this meet and greet because I wasn't able to. I've not been able to do. Let me stop this a minute.
She has the show on.
Yeah. I saw it like in the back.
I saw as well.
Yeah.
I've been watching Outlander.
Well,
I heard that show was pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been watching Outlander on TV now, actually. So it's sort of like.
So
Earlier this week, I rewatched Emulsion from Sam's film in 2014. If you haven't watched that, it is really interesting to to see his earlier work other than his Hallmark princess Christmas movie.
Right.
He is fascinating in it. It's a very edgy, kind of different, oddball,
like an indie, like
film.
Yeah,
indie.
there's
Indie type
one
film.
that I want to see, and it's that Love Again.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till that comes out. That'll be really good.
They may have to postpone it again because they
Yeah.
want
Health,
Dion
yeah.
to be a part of it,
no.
of course, but she might not be able to. I feel so bad for her.
I
Yeah.
know.
But it might get postponed again, which I would rather have it be postponed and have Celine. They can't do a Celine Dion movie and not have her be there.
Yeah.
Prayers to
She's my
prayers
favorite
to
singer,
her and
believe
her
it or
health.
not. Celine Dion.
Yeah,
Always has been.
I hope she gets well. I feel so awful. She's been through so much the last few years since her husband.
She really has.
Well,
I know.
I've been looking on website and I couldn't believe what was happening with her. But my dream is to meet Sam.
Yes.
And your knees will go weak.
There's not
Yes.
just me, but there's thousands of women that are after him.
Well, you can always go to, the My Peak Challenge gala that they have. I mean, I don't know if there's a date yet or if they're having one. They usually have it in April or May.
Where I'm situated, though, the problem with me being in Great Britain, it travels a lot, so it's a bit ridiculous for me, to travel as well. If you know what I mean.
Well-
This is distance.
It's usually in Scotland, so
Oh, right. So it's
Yeah.
a train ride.
yeah. So that's why I'm
Hey.
saying the NPC Gala is usually always in Scotland. So that's something that, I'm sure with a train ride or, whatever you can get to. Is it usually in Edinburgh or Glasgow?
I think it's been in both.
It's been in both,
I
yeah.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
one
I've
time
been
in his
both.
house. Remember when he did it?
Oh, yeah.
Remember he did it from his house?
Yeah, the virtual one.
The
Those are
virtual one where he
Yeah.
danced and he made the cocktails?
Everybody loved that. I mean, I still go back because he was so
there were so
excited.
many lives. Like, remember when they did like the cast was doing like a bake off,
Oh, yeah.
baking the cakes and things like that, and
Oh,
And
wow.
all of the Space Force.
oh my
stuff.
god, those were hysterical.
Those are hysterical. I
Those were
know.
so funny.
Oh, hey, it sounds good, that.
Yeah. So
Katrina
there's-
put eyeliner all over her teeth.
Oh, no.
like she made like a black
Yeah.
teeth
And then
or
like
something.
you see Tony like punch her in the face. Oh my gosh. And then she was like riding Eddie. Oh, poor Eddie.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
those
it's
are
all
so
nice
good. They
that you've been saying, I'm sort of like left in the dark because I don't know what's happening and I don't know what's going on. So
yeah,
basically, it's nice hearing from yourselves what is actually happening.
right. So yeah, I mean if you said you're newer to the fandom, is that correct?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So as long as you follow some, like people like Haley, you post stuff too, like as far as, but we try to keep people updated on, stuff that's coming up. Like, we already know dates. I guess people are saying New York Comic Con this year is going to be on October 15th. So like we try to keep people abreast of what's going on. But, over in the UK, there is stuff that goes on as well. Plus, Sam just had his signings for Waypoints. So there was that was in London. He did one in London and one in Edinburgh.
There was
I missed it. I knew there was one coming up. I've got Waypoints' book.
Yes.
I've just recently ordered Clansland.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've also ordered some Sassenach.
Oh, you did. Good for you.
You're in.
So you guys, as long as you follow them like on Instagram mostly, just you'll be fine in terms of being updated on what they're all being involved in. Because every time anyone's involved in something, they're going to post about it and you'll be able to see it from there. So you should be pretty good with that. And then in terms of the My Peak Challenge Gala, I'm not a member of that, but I know that there's always emails being sent out and Sam's always sharing things from it. So yeah, you don't have to worry about missing out on things as long as you're online.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's great. Because I'd rather be informed about something than left in the dark.
Right.
Yeah. Because, I ain't. Well, just put it this way. When I first started watching it, I bought the whole, from 1 to 6. I basically started crossing my legs. It's not bad.
Wow. Okay.
With sex scenes going on, I thought, oh my God, no. That's how bad it was. But, I've really, really enjoyed watching it, and I can't wait for 7. They say there's a season 8 as well, so whether, they come out one after another, I have to wait and see.
We have a long time before we have to worry about any of that. Season 7.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's a shame, though, when it's gone. It's a really good series to watch. And I've sort of like I say, I'm new to being fancy but I really, really am getting into it. I enjoy, what's happening. Oh, hey up. I'm just showing you something.
Well, you're in the UK. You can watch
Oh.
his other works.
Yeah.
Did you watch Suspect?
Yeah. Suspect. Sam is in Suspect, which I know is like on BBC.
On BBC, yeah.
Also,
Right.
you can watch
we watch
Lauren's.
them.
Well, he's in
character.
episode 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then Lauren's show, that was really good.
Lauren's show, Karen Perry, was that's also on BBC.
Really, really good.
So good.
Yeah,
Oh.
And that was all filmed in St. Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's. I think hers is only. I think it's just three episodes. I think it is, but they're 3 or 4, but they're all like an hour and a half long. But that was really, really good.
It was very good.
She is a female detective, I think, or female police officer.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very different role.
Yeah, it's very female empowered.
Yeah,
kind of, and it's. I just love the ending. It was like I did a free trial of the BritBox here in the U.S. So we're able. It's the only way we can watch that kind of stuff, and so I watched Karen Perry, and then I watched Suspect. When Suspect originally came out, I was able to see the first few episodes, but then they didn't let us watch it anymore because it was like on YouTube, and then they shut it down.
Yep.
But so it was really great to just take the time just to watch those right in a row. And I highly recommend Karen Perry. She just does an amazing job, especially the end, like the last episode. I was like, wow, she's just knocked it out of the park. She did an amazing job.
She's so good.
And then you have to remember to cancel the subscription.
Yes.
Or else they will keep charging you.
They will charge you.
Oh my God.
So you have to
reminding me that one.
Yeah. Well, you probably get it for free because you're in the UK, but in the US, we had to pay for BritBox to see the BBC or whatever it was on.
Yeah, whatever the show was.
It's like Stars for us over here, having to pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's getting new their own platforms now, so you have to have 15 different subscriptions to get everything.
I know. Well, and then there's Men in Kilts. Have you seen the Men in Kilts episodes
That's
yet?
the only thing I haven't seen yet. That's the only thing I haven't seen. I'd love to see it. Basically, my father is a Scotsman, and he wears kilts. So yeah.
Well, that's when you really get to
anything under the kilt. I can tell you now. No, they don't.
That's when Men in Kilts, that's when you get to see Sam and Graham's, personalities as people.
Yeah.
They're not,
I've seen little bits of it, on social media and things.
Yeah. Oh, no, just sit back, relax, and watch it.
Yeah. You'll crack up. When you watch Men in Kilts, you're going to crack up. It's just, they're so funny. God. The chemistry and the comedy between those two, it's just, it's amazing.
If it felt like our comedians we have over there, then yeah, it probably is. But no, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see it. I can't wait, actually. I've been trying to sort of like put it on my phone.
Okay.
Or on my computer and watch it from there, but I'm having trouble with the actual settings on either one of them, so I can't get it.
Okay. Yeah, no, season 2, we have not gotten a date yet.
Oh, not for that one, no.
I wonder if it's going to be in between the season 7 break.
Oh, it could be.
Oh, it could be before, or it could be like before we get season 7, or it could be like in between.
Yeah, that's a great thought. Really, really could be like the filler.
Yeah, it'd be nice. If it sort of come in between, while the other one's sort of like being for next one actually.
Yeah.
Who
knows?
We just have to wait and see what happens.
I'm going to say goodbye, Marie, in case you want to bring anyone else in. And I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you for coming on, Gina.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so if anybody else wants to come on, we have a spot open, so you can go ahead and request to join again.
Yeah, come chat.
So come chat with us about, your thoughts.
Anything.
Whereabouts are you ladies from exactly? If I could ask.
I'm in the US. I'm in Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm also from the US, Connecticut, but I live in a village just outside Glasgow.
Oh, Oh, right.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Well, I was born outside of Glasgow.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
I live in a little village called Kilmacombe.
Oh,
I've
okay.
heard of it.
Yep.
yeah. I was born in Motherwell.
Okay.
Mhm.
Not far
Yes.
from Glasgow. But I don't live there now. I want to go back home.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go back home. One of my parents still lives there, and basically, some of my family live up there still. So I'd love to go back.
Yeah.
Anything to get away from where I am now. I
Yeah.
live in yeah, I do. I live in Yorkshire.
Okay.
Ah.
I live in
Hello.
Yorkshire.
Hello.
You might have.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good,
Do you
good.
remember me, Rose?
I do. I was just gonna say you're the one who was in met us in Glasgow. Are you from Australia?
Yes.
Yes.
Leanne.
Nice to see
Oh
you.
my god.
Nice to see you again, Leon.
Yeah. I'm a bit
Welcome.
nervous coming on here.
So, how are you feeling about the season 8 news?
Oh, I reckon it's great.
Okay. All right.
Well, it was all up in the air. We knew we were I thought we would either get nothing or we'd get one more. So
Hmm.
I'm pretty excited that we got it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever going to go till the end of book 10 because who knows how long that's going to be.
Oh, I know. That's
Diana
right.
already said that it's not going to be done in time. There's no way.
No.
She writes.
And
She
we're
writes
lucky to have got this many.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say if I had to like ballpark her, I would say we will get book 10 in like what year are we in? 2023. I'm gonna say like 2026, 2027 maybe. She said she only writes 1,000 words a day on the days that she writes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And
What
I'm
is
like,
that, Diana Gabaldon?
that's like 2 pages, Diana. Come on. Like,
Yeah.
Stephen King writes like 3 books in a month.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of hard work.
Yeah. Somebody had just asked, Silly Ram, you said, how do I join? So since you're in the chat already or Instagram Live, I can try to invite you in and you can do it from that way. Or you can get out and then come back in and request to join. Because when you first come in an Instagram Live, that little box comes up that says request to join. That's to actually request to join, to like be on like this. So you don't have to hit that unless you really want to come on the Instagram Live. So if I invite Silly Ram on, Katrina, do you have any final thoughts that you want to share with us? And then I can try to invite her.
Just basically to be let known when I can do this meet and greet, which I
Okay.
appreciate.
Yes, I'll send you some
Basically,
information.
and and take it from there.
All right.
And I appreciate you talking to me.
You're welcome. Continue. I wish you continued success with My Peak Challenge. I'm like so excited for you that you've been able to, lose weight and your health has been improved. Those are the kind of thing that Sam needs to know about, because those are what drives My Peak Challenge and keeps it going, are the success stories like yours. So
I really hope
it
that
up.
you're able to.
The next thing on the list is to get me running a little bit quicker.
Very good.
Anyway, it's nice talking to you all.
You too. Have a great night. Get some
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, I am going to actually. See, it's getting a bit late here now.
Yeah.
12:30.
All right then. Bye.
All right.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Whoops, if I can get it off. It's not going to do it.
You just gotta press the
Yeah.
X in the top.
Yeah, you just have to get out, X out, and then you can come back in and finish listening.
Oh, it's not going
Mm.
to do it. See what I mean about my phone?
I think
Hey,
I
it
can.
makes you feel better every time Sam and Katrina do a live. Neither of them ever know how to end it. So
Yeah.
Oh, we got a picture of Sam.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So I am going to go, because I know the one person had.
I'd just like to say, Hayley, you're an inspiration to everyone, and it's really good following your story
wow.
and hearing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. That's
Yeah.
special to hear. Thank you. I'm gonna follow you back right now. There we go.
I don't post things,
I just
really. I just stalk and follow everyone.
Well, because it's so nice to have a variety, you know, on your Instagram feed and kind of see, you know, what's going on with everybody. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if this person meant to.
Oh.
Come on. Hello? Are you there?
Looks like a wall. They got the camera the wrong way, maybe.
Oh, there you
There we
are.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
No.
no.
Hello.
Oh,
no.
that was an accident.
Okay.
That was an accident.
All right. So let me just try this other person. All right. So the other person who said that they wanted to join, I can't find her to do an invite. So I don't know. Sorry about the dead air moment. I'm trying to do some technical stuff. So, Leanne, why don't you just tell us about Outlander? Like, when did you start watching and all that good stuff?
Well, I'm a book reader first, so I
really?
read Cross Stitch like over 20 years ago.
Nice.
And then a few of the books, and then when it was coming out I was all excited, but then when I saw the pictures I'm like, that's not who I had pictured in my head all these years. So I actually watched a few episodes and went, I'm the opposite to everyone else. I watched a few episodes and went, oh, that just doesn't match what's in my head. So then I got my mum onto the books. She read all the books. She watched it and loved it. So then I think probably it started COVID, all lockdowns. I got into it again and then just fell in love with it, the show. So yeah, and now crazy Outlander book, show, Scotland, cast, yeah, all of that.
Isn't it the best?
It is, but I haven't got many people local to share with, like, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's good that my mum's into it.
That's so cool. I love that you were a book reader first. I love hearing about that. We have a new person on here too. I just want to say hello to really quick. What is your name?
Hi, it's Mary from Ireland.
Oh, hi, Mary.
Oh.
I come up as Silly Wyram because that's the only way I could get a name in Instagram. So it's my name backwards. I'm Mary Villas and it's Silly Wyram.
Yeah, I see that now that's Mary.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
I've been following you guys for a long time.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
It's always very late when you're on, so it's lovely to be here with you guys.
Yeah, where are you from?
I live in Scotland.
I'm from Shannon in County Clare in Ireland.
Oh, you're in Ireland.
Yes.
Oh, welcome. That's so neat.
Amazing everyone from so far across the world.
I love Ireland. Yeah, Ireland's great.
And wet and cold.
No, it's not too far off. For sure.
It's near Scotland in our weather. We don't get quite as cold as Scotland, but we get a lot of rain.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we're very similar with the rain front.
Yeah.
Because
and Irish people are very similar in their sense of humor and their way of thinking as well. Yeah.
Yep. I love
the opposite here. We're in summer.
Sorry, say that?
Oh, I was just saying we're the opposite. We're in summer.
Oh yes, in Australia. Yeah.
It's always so strange, and I remember that it's summertime in Australia just now. It really shows how different the world is.
I know, it's so crazy.
When they say that things are coming out in the fall or whatever, and I'm like, what? When's that?
Yeah, which fall are you talking about? Up there or down here?
We don't call it fall. We call it autumn. So
I always catch myself. They don't call it.
We say autumn. We say autumn as well. Yes.
Yeah, I always.
So
my boyfriend always like, he goes, "What's fall? What's fall?" Because they fall over here at all, but it's such a habit.
Yeah.
So what part of Australia are you in?
Victoria down south.
Oh, yeah, I have a friend in Melbourne,
Okay. Yep. So we're about 2
uh,
hours from Melbourne.
in Rosebud.
Okay.
Nice place.
Yes, it is.
It's kind of in a peninsula, so it's really nice.
Yeah, beautiful beaches down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that we've got that out of the way, let's go back to Outlander.
The important stuff.
Yes, exactly. So, Mary, tell us a little bit like about when did you start watching or reading or any of that?
I actually started watching in 2020
Okay.
when, obviously, like lots of people, when the pandemic hit.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter had, because I like sci-fi and I love things about time travel and all of that kind of stuff. And my daughter had said to me, Mom, you should watch Outlander. And I went, oh, I'm not going to watch that. So maybe 2 years later, I turned around and I said, guess what, Sarah? I'm watching Outlander. And now she says, I'm so sorry I introduced you to that. Because
Why?
everything now is Outlander in my house, and
Yeah.
it's everything is surrounded. Now she's married and has 2 kids, and they don't live in the house, but she comes down at Christmas and I'm in the sitting room and she goes, Mom, what are you watching? I go, I'm back at episode 1 again, series 1, episode 1.
Love
So
it.
it's got to the stage now where I can actually say the lines before they say them. So
Yeah.
but
That's
it's
a lot of us.
amazing experience to get introduced to it, and I just love it. I always love science fiction anyway. Star Trek, Time Tunnel, all of those things back in the day, and
See, I don't.
yeah, and I
I'm the
love,
opposite.
and I've joined NPC as well, and it has helped me immensely.
That's great.
Love
I
that.
was a big couch potato, and you get so used to sitting on the couch, you kind of forget that you have to get up and move. And this has given me I do binge watch a lot. So I
Mm-hmm.
could sit down and watch 5 or 6 episodes of Outlander that I've already seen 101 times,
Right. Very
But
easy.
the NPC has given me the kick that I needed as well. So I'm grateful for all of Outlander for bringing all that, So that's my story.
That's
Love
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
Love
I
that.
love that. Yeah. It's great. Great community.
People
I
like
want-
don't realize how much of a spike the show and the books had during COVID. Like it,
Oh,
Yes.
because at the same time, Netflix had well, in the U.S. at least, Netflix had just picked up the first couple of seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a massive, massive spike, in terms of like how many people watched and were buying the books and that kind of thing. So in a way, COVID actually ended up kind of helping out Outlander. Not that it needed help, but it kind of spiked a bit because of
But
Yeah.
what's sad is that it's not on mainstream TV,
Mm-mm.
So if you don't have like Sky TV, or even on Sky, it's not on that. You have to actually subscribe to Stars, which is now Lionsgate over here.
Yep.
And I have friends in Scotland that never heard of Outlander, and I'm going, what?
I
Wow.
live here, and many. I live
Yeah,
less than an hour. I live 40 minutes from the studio, and so many people around here have no idea what it is.
I was in Edinburgh in last year in December, and my friend's family that I was staying with, I said, well, where can I go to see the Outlander stuff and all this? And I said, what's Outlander? I was absolutely totally shocked
Yeah,
that they didn't know anything about it, So yeah,
it's actually all the stars, like Sam and Katrina included, they can still walk around Glasgow and not
yes,
be recognized at all. So
yeah,
it's like a lot of times when they get caught on the street in the UK, it's because it's usually tourists
Tourist.
ones that
yes,
spy. They walk around Glasgow still like all the time and don't get recognized at all, which in a way is probably good for
It's
them.
good for them.
good, yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely, yeah. But yeah, and unless you subscribe to like Lionsgate as it is here now, you're not going to see Outlander and I reckon if it was on more of the mainstream TV programs that are available over here, it would be absolutely massive, compared to what it is already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
And I only get it now. I've been watching it on my iPad for a long time. And I recently got a smart TV. So now I've downloaded the app onto my smart TV. So now I can see it on a big screen.
There you go.
And I'm in my late 60s. So it took me a while to figure out how to mirror, how to get it from the phone onto the TV. But now I actually figured out how to download the actual app onto the TV, so now I can watch it, and I'm loving it. Yes.
Yeah. Much
So-
bigger screen. Much
Oh
better.
yeah. So how are you feeling, Mary, about, just finding it and now,
Yeah. Probably, I don't know. The way I have all the DVDs, I've bought all the DVDs that are
Okay.
there, so I have that, and like I've been rewatching it all the time during Outlander, as I've learned that's what it's called.
Yes.
And I can pick and choose episodes, but I'm inclined to I'll go back to the start and I'll watch it,
Yeah.
and I won't skip anything. Find it hard to watch the last episode of series 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
same. Yeah.
But I look forward to the time travel, and I'm thinking, okay, it's coming to an end. It's not going to, they've warned us, which is good. They've given us a bit of, okay,
Yeah.
season 8 is the last season. We haven't even started to watch season 7 yet.
Exactly.
So it's going to be like the end of season 7. They won't probably start filming season 8 until pretty much after. They're going to have a break after they wrap season 7.
They usually
I'm
take
sure.
a break for at
So
least 6 months.
So
I was gonna say they'll probably have at least 6 months.
I would honestly,
yeah,
they're due to be done filming like March, April,
yeah.
May at the absolute latest, but I think it would be like March or April. And if they take 6 months off, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't start filming season 8 until like after the holidays next year.
Yeah,
Oh, probably.
yeah.
Also, I think the hiatus is going to be even longer because season 7 took so long to film. So I would honestly say that they won't start filming season 8 until probably 2024.
And then they have to. They're also thinking of the prequel, so it's going to be interesting. Are they going to actually do that in Scotland?
Yeah, so it's gonna remain here, like the same like crew and all of that. It's gonna be remained here, and I think I read that the prequel is only gonna be about 10 episodes or so.
Right.
So yeah, that's all still gonna be like here because everything's right here, and obviously Brian and Ellen's story takes place in Scotland. They're probably going to be reusing a lot of the season 1 locations,
Like the Langley Brock.
which will be amazing. Doon Castle and Mid Hope, of course, and all of those.
Do you think they'll do that first or season 8?
Oh no, the prequel isn't being touched until season 8 is done.
So that'll be years away.
That's not going to be. That's not even going to be like board yet. They don't even have the material for it yet because Diana hasn't written the book yet. She had started it, and she's actually already had said she's going to be consulting on the prequel as well to help them come up with the material because she hasn't written the book yet. And Diana's main focus just now is wanting to get book 10 done. Like when I was at her event in October, people were like, "Oh, are there going to be more John Gray novels, the Master Raymond novel, the prequel, and whatever." And she was like, right now, my focus is writing book 10. She goes, I worry about everything else, like after book 10. However, since the prequel is greenlit, I'm sure she probably is going to be end up going back and forth between book 10 and the prequel. So they do have some material to go off of for Brian and Ellen's story, because it wouldn't really make sense for like Matt and Meryl to like make up their own story about Brian and Ellen. Like we'd rather have it come from Diana,
It is a time travel thing, so there's lots of opportunities for the current cast of Outlander to pop up in the prequel, they can go into the future from the time of Sam's parents. He doesn't have to be sort of there, like he's born, but he's in the future, but he can go back. So there's a lot of to and froing can be done within the prequel to the current cast of Outlander as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what they're gonna do? Honestly, I'm way more concerned about the next 2 seasons than I am about the prequel. Like, I'm not going to give that a thought for right now. Not that I care, but I would just rather focus on
It's just a bonus.
first. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's take this one step at a time.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot that we got all on one day, just on a random Thursday, which I think is great.
I'm not expecting that.
No, I know. Let's give them something to talk about when there's nothing else going on right now. So thank you.
It was
stars and
random. It was
That's true.
so
That's true, Droughtlander, really, isn't it? Because this is going to be the topic for the next couple of months. You know,
exactly.
what's going to happen? Where is it going to go? What are we going to do? You know,
Right.
what's happening? And in the book, in Bees, like there's a lot of stuff there that I have to go back and read that again because there's so much going on in it. I can't.
Yeah.
Kind of. Was that Bees or was that something else or was that in that one?
Yeah.
And there and I go.
Those last like 7, 8, and 9. Well, really 7 and 8, and then 8 and 9. They run together a lot. When you're thinking about events that happened, it seems like. Oh wait, was that book 8 or not? Well, really 7 and 8. Yeah, it really kind of gets confusing sometimes as to.
There's a lot of crossing over in that one, you know. So you kind of there and you're going, okay, I have to go back and read the last 3 pages because that was in some other book. You know? I'm seeing something that I thought was in the previous book, and I said, no, that's in Bees, and I'm going back and I'm going, no, I have to read it again. I just have to read it again.
Right.
So, I'm
going
to pause for a second. Someone's asking, we know Roger, Bree, and Buck can travel because of their parents, but what about Claire? Claire carries the gene. Claire is actually a descendant of Master Raymond, who's like the OG time traveler. Diana has said, even though we know nothing about her parents because Diana doesn't care, therefore she thinks that we shouldn't care. But Claire carries the gene, and obviously one of her parents had it, one of their parents had it, and so on and so on and so on, going all the way back to Master Raymond's time in like 2000 BC or something like that he comes from. So yeah, you have to have the gene to travel. So Claire, of course, inherited it from one of her parents, and then obviously Bree inherited it from Claire, and then we know Roger's gene comes from Galus, therefore Buck's does as well. So hope I answered for you.
Wow.
All right, I'm hopping off.
Oh, okay.
I'll let someone else.
Thank you for
And I'll
coming on.
That's okay. And I'll get back to work because I'm actually working at the moment.
What do you mean? I'm like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Why are you at work?
I know, because
it's 11:48 a.m.
Wow. She's in her work day.
Tomorrow for you. I'm in the future.
Yes. Thank you for calling us from the future.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Every year.
Nice to see you again.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I keep forgetting Australia is pretty much a day ahead of us here in Ireland.
They're the real ones that are in the future. Let me know what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, if there's any new developments that we haven't heard about yet. Yeah.
Hey.
Hi, Terry. How are you?
Terry. Long time no see.
I know. How's it going?
Good.
I don't know why my earbud never works properly, but I love it when people call from the future. It's awesome.
I know.
And we're in the future as well.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys are.
5 hours.
Right now.
But it's not tomorrow yet, is it? Is it tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, yes, it is in Ireland.
Oh, okay.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
Sorry, I haven't been on the whole time. I'm working on editing our next podcast episode.
Exciting.
So I needed a break.
Oh yeah. Where you go? Good place to take a break.
Yeah. Little mental break.
Okay. So what are your thoughts about our news that we got on Thursday?
Oh God, I'm totally thrilled. I'm on the same bandwagon with Haley. 100%, well, okay, 99.9% confident we were going to get a season 8.
We just talked about
And
this in October? We had a whole conversation about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I actually had to step back for a day or so and not read everybody's reaction because
Yeah.
just my personal opinion, and based on no knowledge of anything whatsoever, I never thought we were going to get 10 seasons. I don't care what Sam and Katrina said for the last 7 years or 8 years. I never thought we were getting 10 seasons. And so everybody who, yes, it's bittersweet. Yes, your feelings are valid. But at the same time, like, if you were convinced we were getting 10 seasons, nope, sorry. And people were bringing me down because they were so sad about it. Okay, they're fine. They can be sad. That's cool.
Yeah.
Don't bring me down because I was so happy to hear where season 8 was going forward.
And season 8 really is such a fantastic endpoint. Again, based on the books. And
Right.
for us, getting 3 more seasons to get to season 10, that seems like nothing. But for the cast, the crew, that's like 6 more years. And
100%.
that would be like 16 years that they've been doing the same show. And of course, you already know.
Right.
I'm not saying that they ended the show because they're sick of playing these characters. They're sick of this. They're sick of that. Like, that's not what this is. They, like I said earlier, they don't want to. It's a lot. Like, the only complaints we've ever heard about them filming is how much it is and how long it takes, and they've earned the right to make this decision themselves. What happens in those conference rooms, it's between them, and it's frankly not our business. And we know that they've had to turn down roles, and they've, like, their whole life is surrounded by doing this show, and if they don't want to do it for 6 more years, then they shouldn't have to. What they've produced is unlike anything the television world has ever seen. Just even to get this far and be this successful this late in the game is phenomenal. Yeah. So they don't own anything.
And be, well, I'm totally going to tell people how to feel when I just said go ahead and feel how you want to feel, but here's how I'm going to tell you how to feel. Be happy that they can craft the final season without restriction as far as getting cut off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
be happy that it's not going to end on a cliffhanger, or if it does end, now it's not going to end on a cliffhanger. I'm confident. Again, just my own personal confidence. If it did end on a cliffhanger, then I would think that we would get like a movie to wrap it up, but I don't think we're getting that. I just want to say I don't think we're getting that.
And
it would be
lucky
but...
because with all the rumors that were swirling around, because everyone was like kind of talking themselves into a panic. When I say everyone, I mean a lot of vocal people, like, online the past few months, because it's been so quiet. Is this the end? Is it not? They absolutely could have made the decision to end it with season 7. And I had said, I've been saying, I've never been worried about getting a season 8, but I had said if they were going to end with season 7, then it would be like Game of Thrones, because that would be just way too much squeezing into just 6 episodes. So I started saying, like, I would love to do 10 seasons, but at the same time, it's like, no, if we're going to get more, I think we're only going to get a season 8, because it would be the perfect place to end the story in terms of the show.
Now that you mention that reminds me of all the posts over the last, like, I don't know, 6 months ish or so, different posts from the cast and different when they're on little video clips or something, like John Bell's birthday or whatever it was, saying, it's been so wonderful, blah blah blah, and everybody's like, oh no,
I know. Everybody's
But then Matt Roberts comes out, and Meryl Davis makes a post, and Diana makes a post, and they're all little things like, don't be so sure, like a beginning doesn't mean an ending, and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
when they're
taking into account all of those posts that told us not to panic, they would have been real shitheads if they had actually ended it with season 7.
They would have been, and the posts themselves would have been way more cryptic as well. And everyone, like, when John posted on his birthday, everyone was like, oh my God, is this his goodbye to the character? It's like, everyone needs to calm down. And then last year, when they announced that because everyone thought that when they announced the prequel last year, that meant we were getting it. And I was like, no, that means to bring up the idea. It needs to get greenlit first. And right. Oh my God, they're talking about a prequel. That means that like Outlander's gonna end. They don't want to. I'm like, no, that just means think about all the shows and all the universes that are in television around the world that have spin-offs going. Like Yellowstone has like 3 different shows at the same time. And it's like Big Bang had Young Sheldon when Big Bang was still airing, and like all these other shows and SVU, 17 SVUs. Like we're like it's
okay now.
Production
all right, now
able to do more than one thing at a time. Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the counterpoint to you, Haley, on the prequel. The prequel has been greenlit. In December at the Poison Pen, Diana told us that she saw an audition tape for young Murtaugh. She said that there was an audition. She didn't say anybody was cast, but she said, I saw an audition of a young man who has the same eyebrows as Duncan, and he totally could play a young Murtaugh. Now, that's not proof of anything. No. But here's where I'm going. Yes, I think that the cast of the primary show is going to get a long break after they finish season 7. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to film the prequel because they've been in the writer's room on it already. Mm-hmm. And all of the crew of Outlander is surely going to work on the prequel.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to send those people off for a year and potentially lose that team? I don't think so. Put them to work right soon, filming the prequel to keep them busy while the cast of the primary show has their break.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think that the prequel will air until season 8 is done, though.
That I haven't really thought that much about.
They can film it because it takes so long to edit. So they could film it and be editing it while season 8 is being filmed as well. So
yes, it could.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't think they're going to start filming season 8 until next
year.
Year. Like they're going to take a long break because they've been filming nonstop for a year now.
Yeah.
So if they stop filming within the next like 2-3 months, they usually have 6 months off, but they're gonna get more than 6 months this time. So I think we'll be like early next year they start filming season 8.
Yeah.
And
that could definitely
it's rumored that the prequel is 10 episodes.
But if the prequel's only 10 episodes, then it goes back again. So this is all obviously if this, if that, if this, then this, then if this, then this. If they're filming the prequel, keeping all of the crew around, mm-hmm. and if the prequel is only 10 episodes, that's only 5 filming blocks, which is only 5 months. And then you run into the same problem again. Do you let the crew go scatter, do different jobs, and potentially not be able to come back on the filming schedule that they want for season 8?
I'll have to keep an eye on it over here to see what they're doing over the summer.
You better keep us in the loop.
Yeah, I don't know the background.
That's your orders.
I don't know how they film blocks. It seems to take a long time editing stuff.
But the editors work. The editors are working on episodes like the minute they're done filming them. They're putting them together. They're not waiting to edit until 16 episodes are completely in the can.
Yeah, but then that they start editing, and then they watch what they've edited, and then they say, "Oh no, we can't leave that in. We have to take that out. We have to put that in." So in that sense, it takes way longer to do the editing, apparently. I would love to see all the stuff that was edited out and cut.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
You know, it got to
tell
the,
me about it.
there's lots
Tell
of
me
stuff,
about
I'm
it.
sure. I mean, they film a lot of stuff and then it's cut down to a
I
certain.
know.
I would just
Yeah.
love to see the director's cut or something like that of what they've done since season 1.
I would love at the end, you know how they can make a ton of money. They could
Yeah.
just put out DVDs of uncut scenes.
Yeah,
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I would
they
buy
could
them.
do several. They
Yeah.
would, yeah.
And
That
the
would
And
be
there,
bloopers, I'd love to see more bloopers. But
Oh
I'd,
my
al-
God,
I,
I'd
bloopers are
also love,
oh God, yeah.
I'd love,
I'd love to see the cuts. I'd love to see not necessarily bloopers, but I mentioned this in our first episode of our podcast that Diana gets dailies.
yes,
Mhm.
They get sent to her over the internet. And she said that's when the coolest part of watching an actor work
yes,
happens. Because if you get to see multiple takes over and over of the same scene, not necessarily bloopers, but just
yes,
subtle changes
Yeah.
or directions from the
Right.
director
yeah,
that you can watch. She's like, it was so cool because I had asked her about when they finally released Sam's audition tape and how some parts of it are very similar to the scene in front of the fireplace with, you know, where she's tending his shoulder. And some parts of it are different, his mannerisms as Jamie. And
yeah,
she said, oh yeah, you can see, it's really cool to watch them work when you can see every single cut or every single take along the way. And
yeah.
and I'm like, oh, I would kill for that. Can I watch the dailies with you sometime? And she's like, no.
You
I'm
probably
sure.
never get to see them because that's kind of the secret of cinematography, isn't it? You know, the way they edit things together, and we don't get to see those bits. I would love to see those bits. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I just want all.
yeah.
I just want.
Oh, guys, I have to go. My battery is just going to die, and
That's
it's 1
fine.
o'clock in the morning here. So
Yeah.
All
hopefully,
right. Thank you
I'll
for
talk to
coming
you
on,
again.
Mary. It was nice to meet you.
Okay. God bless
Bye.
everybody. Good night.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. And I have somebody else who wanted to come on. So let me.
Oh man, yeah, I agree, Christy. I want to see a Lord John series, and when they said a spin-off, I really thought it was going to be a Lord John series
I think
too, but
Good.
dang it,
Who knows? Maybe
we
they will one day.
can't always get what we want.
No.
No, but we can always dream. Yep, that's for sure. But yeah, I was curious to hear about your take, Terry, because I
Yeah.
knew that we have a group message, and like there's a lot of stuff that goes on there. And I remember you saying, I need to take a break. There's just like too many people like really freaking out about so much stuff.
Yeah, that we're not getting 10 seasons. I'm
Yeah.
like, we weren't ever getting 10 seasons.
Yeah, I know.
I even said to Maria yesterday, I was like, I had to even step off of Twitter the other day because the things that people were saying were just like ruining my mood. And I was like, I don't want to be around for this.
100%.
I was like, I don't like reading like all this like negative.
Right.
I don't even want to say them on here. Some of the things that I read that people were saying, but it was just absolutely ridiculous. And I was like, I don't want to be even reading this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Morning Glory Mary. I just tried to add you. Let me try again. Go ahead and finish talking because I'm trying to pull her in.
What else? I missed a lot of the live because I had to take my pet sitting client's dog for a walk. So I don't know what was already covered or not, but
we just, like just generic, like what people are thinking and how they feel and nothing.
Yeah.
You didn't miss anything like super.
No.
People's
okay.
opinions and feelings on what's going on.
Yeah. I think a lot of people like Vicky just said, some people are just unrealistic. And I think a lot of people are just, hi, Becca. I think a lot of
There's a
people
lot
are.
of ways that I'm unrealistic.
No, you're
Just
not.
not when it comes to how many seasons we're getting.
Yeah, it's
You're
human
right.
nature to have thoughts like that.
Yeah.
I even saw someone on Facebook created like a change like .org like petition because they thought and the motivation of the petition
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
that Stars was doing this because of money and like this and that. For the 98 people that are on here, I just want to say the show wasn't canceled.
Yeah,
Like
no.
the show
Yeah.
Outlander was not canceled. So let's just squash that immediately. Outlander
Right.
was not canceled. All right, like not at all. It wasn't about they weren't rocketing the viewers. They weren't bringing the money. Outlander brings Stars the most money out of any show that is on that what are they called? Production company. Their biggest moneymaker. It wasn't the money, it wasn't the viewers. It's just an overall decision on all fronts of the cast, the crew, the creators, all of them came to this decision together, not because they had to, but because they felt it was right. So let's just say it was not canceled, and let's not say that again.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, do we think Katrina's going to get to direct?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if she's directed some scenes already for season 7, but I don't think she's directed like a whole
She
block.
hasn't directed an actual episode. Like she's
Right.
directed
Okay.
those extra scenes that get like put out like later on. But
Okay.
I would, knowing, not like she's our best friend or anything, but knowing what we know about Katrina, I would bet all the money in my bank account right now that she put in directing the episode in her season 8 contract. I would guarantee.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. I
Yeah.
thought the same
And like
thing.
I can totally go along with that.
Yeah.
All of the noise that created when she was doing Belfast Press and people are bringing it up all the time, and her like it got published in Vanity Fair that she was like, oh, I've tried, but it's been really quiet on their part, blah 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 blah. She's Katrina Balfe. I guarantee she brought that to the table. It was like, look, I'll do this season 8 if you let me direct, and I bet they gave her whatever she.
Ooh. Yep. Well, I bow down to her for that. If that actually happened, then props to Katrina.
I would bet everything that she will see. Before I would bet that before this show ends for good, which I hate saying that, but before it ends for good, we will see her direct an episode. No way.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So Gina says, Haley, you hug Katrina, so now you know secrets.
I wish.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny.
If only osmosis worked on
Secret. Back when I met Katrina, it was the week before COVID. So people were kind of freaked out about things then. So like I was gonna like shake her hand and she's like, no, I'm just doing elbows. I'm like, that's fine.
She's so cool.
So no hugs here, but I got to touch elbows with her. So you have the osmosis thing going on.
I think every time I see the picture of the video, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so hoping conventions photo opportunities someday go back. I'm so afraid that they won't, that actors are more comfortable. I don't want them to be uncomfortable.
Right.
Let me say that. I don't want them to be uncomfortable, but I want them to go back to being comfortable with giving hugs to people who come and get
It's like some
pictures.
of them are and some of them aren't. Like when we were in New York for New York Comic Con, Sam was, when it was just the photos with him, he was all, whatever, you want to hug me, if you want to put your arm around me, he was good. But when it was the group photo, because everybody in the group isn't comfortable, that's when it's a little bit more.
But wasn't Steve like standing there kind of glowering, like no hugs or anything? You weren't told no hugs? Or
not during the photo op. During the meet and greet, yes. It was very, okay. So the meet and greet was separate, but then when you went in with your group photo with him only, it was whatever. He was game for anything. So, and.
No, hey, Haley, I think Katrina is asking, was the ghost actually played by, was it actually played by Sam?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I have heard different
Oh, really? You'd heard different? I always thought it was him. I never had any doubt.
I feel like you can tell easily that it's him. I mean, maybe it wasn't, but I always thought it was him because like the shoulders and all that like looks.
I always thought it was too until October. I heard.
But what did you hear that made you doubt that?
What I heard was that Sam has never been to Falkland.
So maybe it was a stand-in. But for those who don't know, the ghost is Jamie. Whether it was Sam,
It's Jamie. Absolutely. Whether Sam played it
right
or not, it is Jamie's ghost.
Yeah, that's been confirmed since day one.
Okay.
And yeah, I agree. I always did think it was Sam playing.
Whoever that body double, they did a fantastic job because it looks like
I agree.
A stand-in is literally what that means is an extra body or something.
Their body double.
It's just a body double that will stand in for certain scenes for the actors. Like in season 6, Katrina had a lot of stand-ins when she didn't want to be standing or sitting around a lot. When she was pregnant, she had many stand-ins, and you can see some of them. Yeah.
It wasn't his knee. It wasn't his behind the knee. That's funny.
But yeah, stand-ins.
She's giving me a hard time because I said that in the first episode of Outlander with Friends podcast. That I've spent too much creepy time looking at the back of Sam's knees.
I think all the main cast body double at any given time.
Oh yeah.
I know they have a lot of them have riding doubles.
Yeah. They do a lot of the body doubles. They do have body doubles because if they don't need the actors to do something, they can just use a body double. Then they're going to utilize that. And then when all those pictures came out from the ships filmed at the beginning of 7, like we saw that picture and it was a Katrina, Sam, and John body doubles that were on the ship at one point. So
right, yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, no, that's totally not that.
Who are you? I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah.
And then I think we saw photos of. I think I saw a picture.
Looking at Sam's knees is a whole niche hobby.
It
Just
is.
saying.
So good.
I'm gonna get banned.
No, you're not.
Talking about knees.
Their knees. I'm sure he knows.
Yeah, some of
his knees.
Time. Exactly what it does. It saves time and money. Body double.
Oh yeah. So Annabelle is asking Terry about the podcast.
That's okay. It's called Outlander with Friends, and we just recorded episode 3, so it's a brand new podcast. Follow us. We're at Outlander with Friends, all one word, on Instagram, and we're on all the major streamers. So
nice.
It's a fun time.
Follow. It's great.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyone else?
Do we have? Yeah, I was just going to say, do we have, I know that Morning Glory Mary's been trying to get on, and then I've been trying to invite her, and it's not working out. So if anybody else wants to come on, go ahead and probably need to get out and then come back in and request to join.
It's weird with stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. Because sometimes you just can't connect. Like, I don't know. It's just odd how that works.
Very weird. They're not very tech friendly.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Sam is the bee's knees. Yeah. Glad that you guys have enjoyed this, and thank you for those who are still on. It's amazing.
I know.
All 97 of you. 94. Or now it's going down. Oh.
Well, I'm going to hop off. I'm going to go back to my editing suite, otherwise known as the couch.
Okay. Well, thanks for jumping on, Terry.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Everybody take care.
I'm sure we'll be in touch. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I just got big again.
Yeah. It's like, woo, your face is constantly changing.
Who is this?
Oh, hello?
Sorry, my camera's
Someone.
way around.
You have lots of cords there.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry.
What's your name?
My name is Natalie.
Oh.
I watch you a lot. I'm from Galway.
Oh,
Oh.
thank you. Well, it's nice to meet you, Natalie, from Galway.
Really nice to meet you too. This is my first time going live with anybody, so I'm a bit
Well,
nervous.
I'm honored. Haley and I are honored to be your first. So.
Yeah.
I'm just glad my partner didn't come in because he was going, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Outlander," and he went, "I'm going downstairs."
Yeah, they just know better then.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
But the only time he ever walks in is when I'm rewatching Outlander, and he always seems to walk in for the wedding episode.
Of course. Of course. You know.
And the first thing he goes, "Again?"
Yeah,
And I'm sitting there going, "Yeah."
of course.
And he was like, "But you've read books." And I'm like, "So?"
And
Yeah. I tried to say that to him, but he just doesn't get it.
No.
they don't
Well, you know what?
get it. We just need to get it.
Yeah. So what I've been saying to some people, because you know, a lot of times you get a partner, significant other, or just your family or friends in general who are like, "Ugh, still with that." So I want you to think, everybody out there. Okay, a man can sit and talk about fishing all he wants. He could talk about hunting all he wants. You have a music group that you love, and that's acceptable to listen to the same song over and over and over and over again, the same album over and over and over again.
Well,
What's
I'm
the
okay with
difference?
I'm okay with my sisters and my mom, because when
Yeah.
my mom was alive, I had my mom hooked on Outlander.
Oh,
Every Christmas, I'd get her like a couple of books.
Mhm.
Each Christmas, I'm gutted she passed away before Bees came out.
Oh,
So that's the only one she didn't get to read. But she watched the show with me religiously. The only time I had to get up and go into the kitchen was when the sex scenes were on, because I was like, "No, I don't want to be watching that with my mum."
yeah, yeah.
All my sisters, I've got hooked on it as well. So we're, it's kind of funny, we do pass back ridiculous memes of Outlanders. We just, every day I'll wake up, because I'm the youngest of 10. Big
Nice.
family. I'm
Yeah.
family. So my dad would go away, my mum would have the baby, dad would come home, mum would get pregnant, dad would go away, mum would have the baby. So it's, you know,
oh my.
it's nothing surprising. My partner, he's the youngest of 12.
Wow, that's
How many
We're-
cousins do you have?
oh my
A
God.
A lot.
Oh,
I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I have a lot of great grandnieces and nephews as well. And I'm only 40.
That's amazing. Well, I'm the fourth of 6, so that's kind of a lot too. But yeah, 10 and 12. Yeah.
I love it because I have 5 older brothers and then 4 older sisters,
Okay.
and the 5 boys came first, and then the girls came.
Wow.
So my brother, there's 20 years between us, and we were both born in March, so there's exactly 20 years between us.
March
3rd of March.
the 3rd.
Oh,
I'm the 21st.
That's my brother John's birthday.
Great.
First.
wow.
Yeah, he was 60 this year. Well, if he was alive, he would have been 60.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's
I love growing up in a big family, and
Yeah.
we're really close.
I love
Mhm.
that. That's amazing.
I know it
Well,
is.
Well, that's it. Like, because I was the one who started with Outlander.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded the book on Kindle, and I was going, I had this book in my hand in the bookshop, and I thought, I don't know about that. I read it and I thought, well, that sounds good. And then I said, I download it on my Kindle. And then I watched the first episode of it, and I was going, oh. I was like, now I need to read this book.
Oh yeah.
I read the book, and I did it, I think, with 2.5 days.
Nice.
My
Oh
mum
yeah.
my mum was going, how long did it take you? And I was going,
It's so good.
You can't put it down.
close it, my,
You cannot.
but that's what he kept. Close the book. It's not. Joe, I kept going, I need to know what's happening. I need to know. He was going, it's not going to change anything if you close the book. It's still going to be there. And I was going, I need to know. Because I got sick when I started getting into it. I was diagnosed with cervical cancer.
Oh my gosh. Are you? Wow.
Yeah. The last few years have not been fun. I was very ill. I nearly died twice.
Oh my gosh.
So sorry to hear that.
But
are you doing better now?
I'm fighting back now. Yeah,
Good.
I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis.
Okay.
Oh, my mom has
on top of it.
Not fun.
It's an autoimmune disorder. Yeah, so I got my 5-year all clear last year for my cancer. So
yay,
excellent. That's
Good for
wonderful.
you.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I love that.
I got reason for that, so I'm delighted. But there's nothing, you can't get rid of the ulcerative colitis.
Okay.
So and it wasn't diagnosed until it nearly killed me, and that's how it got diagnosed, because loads of different reasons. But when I got really ill, I wasn't able to do the activities. I was a very active person.
Mm-hmm.
So my Kindle became one of my best friends.
Oh, I'm sure.
It got me off my head, got me off the pain, and I just kind of rode through the Outlander books. I was doing, about every 3 days, I was on to the next one. And then I'd bring my sister, and I'd go, have you read it yet? Have you read it yet? And she was like, I'm halfway through. Have you finished? And I was going, yeah. And she was going, and I went, nope. I said, you need to read it. I said, and we'll talk about it when you've finished. So every time we finished a book, we'd have a discussion, myself and my sisters. So it really was good.
Good for you.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about the news from Thursday about the TV
I'm
series?
delighted that we're getting another season. I thought 7 would be, so I'm bloody chuffed that we're getting another season. But I didn't think that we'd get the 10.
No, there's no way.
No.
That was a long shot.
I didn't. Yeah, well, that's because
we all say how much we hoped for it and wished for it, and one time or another thought we would get it. But when it comes down to reality, that was asking for a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I thought. I was kind of going, they're such good actors. There's going to be so many people asking for them. I want you in this movie.
Yeah.
So you couldn't keep them tied like that. We love them, but not fair.
Them either, knowing it's time for them to branch out and move on. We shouldn't be selfish in the sense of making it seem like they owe it to us to stay for 6 more years, to film 3 more seasons like that. If we were like really fans of them, we want to be supportive of their decisions and what's best.
Well, I completely agree with you. That's the way I thought of it. I thought it's not fair.
And like
they're amazing.
It's not going anywhere. Like it's not like we're gonna have the books to look forward to, but like if we know anything about their story, like it's forever. Like it's not gonna disappear when the show ends. Like we're gonna have it forever, and everything that Outlander has created is never gonna go away within the world, because it's done so much for so many people. It's created something no one could have ever, this phenomenon, really. It's never gonna go away, but we're still gonna be like Sam and Katrina and Sophie and Lauren and everybody, we're still going to see them go on and do incredible things and still support them. Will it ever be like Outlander again? Of course not. Are we ever going to love a character of theirs the way we love Jamie and Claire? Of course not. But we're still going to be able to see them do incredible things with their careers. And I think that's because now that we're going to have to move on at some point, I mean, they're going to be bringing us fans like with them when they do other projects and things like that. So it's going to be great. Like think about how well their movies do because all the Outlander fans like just swarm whatever project they're doing. So we're still going to be that, which is really great.
Yeah, you can't get enough. You're like, ooh, need to see this. You're brilliant in this, or let's watch this.
like I think during COVID, Katrina like narrated a poem. What did everyone do in that? Everyone was like, "Oh my God, Katrina narrated a poem," or Sam was in this. Oh my God, everyone gotta go watch this. And like everyone is so into everything that they do. And once Outlander finishes, that's not gonna change. Like we're still gonna want to be kept up to date with what they're doing.
Exactly, and the Outlander community is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, it's lovely. It's very welcoming. It's very nice. It's yes,
passionate.
it, definitely. I can't wait because my daughter, she's 24 now. I want to get her to read the books.
I'm 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned 40 last March.
40. Yeah, I'm 24. I found Outlander when I was 19.
Oh wow!
When I got into it.
I thought I was doing getting Courtney into it.
I found it, and I actually moved to Scotland from the States to become a Scottish historian and become a tour guide because of Outlander.
Oh, that's so awesome!
Yeah.
My niece is in college in Edinburgh. She's training to be a forensic pathologist, and she's loving Scotland. She's absolutely loving it. It's her 3rd year this year.
Oops. Oh, hello.
Oh, there she is. Morning Glory
Hello.
Mary.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Oops.
Go ahead and finish your story, Natalie. I'm sorry, then we'll have
I was just saying I died to get my daughter into it.
This is taking a while.
She's asked.
Yeah, you may want to turn your volume off on whatever your second device is. No, Mary.
Mary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. There we go.
Okay, that's better. But yeah, you may have to mute whatever your second device is.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Welcome, Mary. We've been trying to work on you for like the last half hour. Oh gosh, Deborah, we're not going to talk about that stuff right now on here because that's really not.
It's not our business.
It's not our business.
I know.
We're not part of the rumor mill, so we're not going to go there. So Mary, tell us a little bit about you and how you feel about the Thursday news. Can you hear me, Mary?
I started watching Outlander when, like in 2020 during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I just really fell in love with it. And I was listening to Poldark and doing my family history at the same time, and it just all blended together.
Wow, that's cool.
And I went to, when I went my first 2 years to college, I went to a Scottish college. And the bagpipes really brought back happy memories.
Mm-hmm.
It was Alma College and the Alma Scots, and I had a lot of Scottish friends, so it was kind of really fun. And the thing, as I listened to everybody talking about the ending of it, I have a different take of it.
Okay.
I like it that they know what they need to finish and they have a timeline, so they know what they can put in and take out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because when they're trying to figure out what's important and they can have a timeline for it, and there's enough time where Diana is working on her book, so she can put things in. And I think if they finish the filming before the book, then people will go buy more books.
Oh yeah.
Instead of reading the books afterwards. So I don't know. I've enjoyed, Maria, watching your lives, and I just want to thank you and everybody in the whole group. It's fabulous.
Aww.
I want to go to Scotland with you one time too.
Are you on our list? On our mate? Oh, you are on there. Okay. Yeah. I was actually just looking at the list for our upcoming trips. So yeah. Okay. Very good.
Yeah, I put you on for the wait. I hope I'm on the waiting list.
You are on the
I put
waiting
it on.
list. Yes, you are. Yes. I got you on there. That's what I just went and looked really quick and I'm like, oh yeah, you're there. So cool. Well, I appreciate your insight. And I do, you know, I like that you.
I spent part of the pandemic in Ireland, and I felt like I got close enough to Scotland, but I couldn't travel around with it. So
Okay. All right.
Where in Ireland?
What part of Ireland were you in, Mary?
it was in Gorey. A friend of mine has a place there. It's kind of by it's county. Let me see. I forgot what county it is, but it's not. It's about an hour from Dublin.
Okay.
It's Kildare, isn't it?
That's where I was reading the books, and I would read one chapter. Well, I would watch one show a day because the shows are very gut-wrenching. Part of them, I got really too involved, I think. I remember one time a friend of mine didn't want to, she was an anti-vaxxer. And I said, do you know what Jamie would have done to have his brother be vaccinated and have him still be alive? And she looked at me, she says, who's that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's really affected my life in a beautiful way. Just kind of, it kind of weaves in. I don't know, that probably sounds crazy, but.
No, it doesn't, because we all have those kind of stories about how this TV show, series, has affected us all in a positive way. I mean, we've all had, you know, everybody who's been on here tonight, who's joined us, and everybody who's, you know, down here in the comments, it has done something for us, and that's why we're still here and part of this fandom. Because I've never been like this before about anything. I never had, well, when I was a teenager, of course, you have your fans that you're into and all that kind of stuff and your posters on your wall. But as an adult, I've never been into anything like this, had a fan page. If you would have told me like 10 years ago that I would have been doing anything like this, I would have never thought that. But it has changed us all.
I was the same. I loved to take that when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I still listen to them, but I know it's not the same as the way I am with Outlander.
Right. I know.
I try and just read it, and I've done all the novellas as well. I have to get them all in.
I know. They're amazing. And I've said this so many times, Outlander has like filled a hole in my heart that I didn't know was empty. It's there, and it's just done something for me. It's like, I didn't know I needed this, and that it is such a part of you.
It really is, yeah. I found who I was in every sense of my life because of Outlander.
Oh yeah.
Like it quite literally made me who I am in every education, my personal life, every single aspect has been affected by Outlander immensely. Like I moved countries because of it, so
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Marilyn. So I just want to mention really quick about a couple of people were asking. Yes. So in September of this last year, Tracy and I announced just a couple times, because we didn't need to do it anymore, that we were taking 12 friends to Scotland. Our first trip, we wanted to take first timers. So that's what we did. So we have a list, and we have a waiting list of people for future trips, because we want to try to do it every year, maybe twice a year if we can, where we're taking people over to Scotland and, you know, doing tours and showing them around. Actually, Haley's going to be part of our trip in September. So if you're interested, I can add you to the mailing or our waiting list, because the people on the waiting list are the first ones to hear about the next trip we do. So, okay. All right. So let's see.
Yeah, I think I'm doing the Glasgow walking.
I'm on it, right?
Yes, you are. You're on the waiting list. We have the 12 people already for this September, but you're on my list for like the next group that we do. So we will let you know. Yeah. Okay. If you want to be put on the waiting list, send me a DM, because I'm not going to be able to do it from the comments. Okay. And I'll add more people.
And
all right.
support from me if you join on this trip as well, which is exciting.
Yes, I know. I can't wait to meet you in person, Haley.
I know. I want to so bad.
Hug.
But yeah.
I know. It's amazing. All right. So, do we have any final words that we want to share about Outlander or anything to do with season 8? Because I think we'll probably wrap up now. If we, yeah, I know. Anyone?
Comments? Any last feelings you want to get out right now while it's so fresh?
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see season 7.
Oh, I know.
And we're forgetting, with all the stuff about season 8, I think we're forgetting how massive season 7 is.
Oh.
Like, this season is insanely big.
Do you think so?
Cover so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Okay.
Do you think they'll do what they did in season 1 and do it in blocks?
Yeah, we talked about that a bit earlier, but it's definitely having 16 episodes throughout the summer would never happen because like summer is weird for TV and things like that. But yeah, they're gonna split it definitely.
Okay.
And honestly, we were even saying earlier that we would prefer it to be split because that just means it can last longer. Hello.
I know, Cynthia,
Yeah.
the woman behind the documentary.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I've been doing errands all day and sending out some of these lovely postcards to people who have asked for them.
Better get here.
So, how is everybody?
We're good. We're good. We're all just been, discussing all of our feelings about just Outlander in general, about the news from Thursday. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I have mixed feelings myself. I was at work at the time and I couldn't really process anything, and it was just kind of sitting in my brain. It was kind of hard to deal with it. Finally, by the time I got home, like now I have time. I'm sitting on my couch and I was like, okay, now all of it's coming through. By the end of the night, I was in tears, actually.
I let myself cry for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let myself have a few moments and just cry. But then and I think seeing everyone else's reactions makes your own reaction worse as well, because you're just like absorbing what everyone else is saying.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, she's crying, so like I'm gonna cry, and then like they're crying, and like they're upset, and they're screaming, and they're mad.
Right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's just like I said, mixed feelings. I mean, I'm happy for them, that we're gonna get an 8th season.
Yeah.
But it's like letting go of these characters that you've been so involved in watching their story unfold. It's just, and just not even just the characters, just the whole story. It's just, you've become so part of it with this fandom. It's just, I'm so grateful to be a part of it all with you guys, and I love you guys. So
you're gonna make me cry. Don't do that. I love you too. It's been so special getting to know everyone. I don't want to this sounds like we're about to say goodbye, and I don't want to do that.
I know. We've still got time.
We have so much time, but no, it puts a lot of
that through our heads that we've got now. We can plan this ending. It's like, oh no, geez.
Yeah, but it really puts things into perspective. It makes you really think about wow,
Sorry, we have a thing going on here. Everything's cool.
I was just waiting for my dog to react to your dog, but she didn't. She stayed asleep.
Okay. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to write your information down. SABBA.
What time is it, Cynthia, where you are?
It is about 5 4:40, almost 5 p.m.
Well, I know.
My God. Oh, I've had a whole day since 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right, everyone. Does anybody have any closing thoughts to share? Because I think we have some drama with a pet that I need to go help out with.
I know. So
yeah, so I'm sorry. That's why I'm
Sorry
like,
I wasn't able to come on earlier. I did want to chat, but I've been hearing you guys and trying to run all my errands and stuff, so I wasn't able to get to it.
Yeah, it's still the
Everybody
afternoon too, so
yeah, exactly.
You have to go to bed.
I'm like,
Yes, you need to go to bed.
for
You guys are on the same.
you guys have been on for a long time.
Yeah.
Maria and I always end up being on here for several hours, and honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Me neither, Haley.
So much fun together.
All right, loves. Well, I think that I'm going to wrap it up here because, like I said, we have some pet drama that I need to go help out with. Otherwise, I'd stay on a little bit longer.
But stay on longer. But I'm like, all right, it's almost 2 o'clock. I guess I should go to bed.
Okay, God, that is late.
But yeah, anyone that's on here that's still like listening, like feel free. Like I'm sure Marie feels the same way. Feel free to like message us about anything. If you have any questions about Maria's trip or how to get in touch with me about Scotland in any way,
right,
or even like if you want to just talk about anything we talked about tonight or just Outlander in general, feel free to send a message. And we do lives like this every now. Maria does a lot more than I do with the other members of the group on here and whatnot, but we come on here every now and then, and we always plan big talks like this. So if you guys like them, we can continue to do so. And if you want to have a big talk, send us ideas of things that we can come on and talk about, and we would be very happy to do that and get us through the remainder of Outlander, and then we can talk about doing the season 7 episode talks and that kind of thing. So yeah, let us know. Stay in touch, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, don't feel, when you're going through our stories, you can DM us right from the stories.
Yeah.
Make a comment about something that we post. Same thing with the documentary. Like right now, again, I'll just make note up on top of the screen where it says "Let's Talk." You can do your down arrow and you can follow everybody who's on here right now. So make sure you're following the documentary. You're following Haley. I don't know, Natalie, if you want a bunch of people following you or not, but
they're good people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely
follow the documentary account and keep up to date with the doc account, because we're all involved in that as well. And what the team is coming up with is absolutely extraordinary. And I'm so blessed that I am involved in that as well. It's going to be magnificent. So definitely follow that account. You can find us on Twitter and all that as well, Facebook, all that good stuff. So yeah.
I saw the tartan. Your tartan is fabulous.
Oh, the tartan, beautiful.
Yes, the tartan. We'll be having more information about the tartan. We'll be talking on Monday, and we'll be having more information about that.
I need that. I need that.
I know.
Of some kind.
Yeah.
So you better let me know ASAP.
Yeah, we'll be having some information soon about how people can order and the minimum orders, because it takes a while, because you're working with weavers. This isn't something they make it when we order it, so it's not something that's in stock on hand.
Right.
So they have to we have to request a run, and when can it be fit in? It's a process.
Yards already, so
and
a lot of it is spoken for right now. So.
Yeah, so we will get to everybody with some news,
and then authentic as well. It's not like that, cheap synthetic stuff. It's like
no,
exactly.
It's
100% wool and woven in Selkirk, Scotland.
Yeah, woven for us. So
that's pretty spectacular. And that's a pretty big deal in the tartan world. So
yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
it's great. And then we have the postcards, and I don't know if I did today. Did I post? Oh, I think I need to still post the link for the postcards. You can get one of those Happy Hogmanay cards from the documentary. You can request one. You just have to fill out some information online on the website, and you can have one mailed to you. So
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Great stuff.
Yep.
But yeah. Okay.
All right, everyone. I appreciate everybody who stayed on with us. It was so wonderful to talk to everybody tonight and meet new friends, people that I see your names, and now I got to meet you on a live.
I hope everyone feels like just a bit better about the cards that we've been dealt in terms of what's the next couple of years going to be looking like. I hope we were able to, like bring everyone together and like talking about it helped everyone's feelings and come to terms with some of the news and whatnot. And again, if you still want to talk about it, DMs are open. We're here. We're a community. We lift each other up and we're there for each other. Anyway, you're not going to be judged for what you want to say or talk about by any means. So yeah, just remember that, and we're all here for each other. So
yep, we're our support group for Outlander, but we have fair notice, and we know what's going to be happening. So I think that that's really important.
Remember,
I'm thankful.
26 episodes is a whole lot of Outlander.
I love how you came up with that, Haley, because I think that's so helpful.
Yeah, think
to think of it like that.
Depressed fans. That's like a book and a half. All right, think about that. That's a book and a half. So a whole lot of Outlander. So we got at least 2.5 more years to go, if not even more. So we're okay. We're gonna be there for each other. It's gonna be tough at times, I'm sure, when we get closer to the end. But we don't have to worry about that right now. We're good. We have 16 episodes to look forward to within the next 6 months. Let's focus on that and all the good things that are coming. And it's going to be great. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And let's enjoy it.
Yep, that's for sure.
That's
for sure.
All right.
Enjoy every moment of our next few years while we have it and it's fresh. So, all right, everyone.
Well, I'm going to go to bed. So
yes, you do that.
All right, guys. It was lovely seeing you all. Maria, pleasure as always.
You too, Haley. And always wonderful to see Cynthia, and love to meet that I get to see you, Natalie.
Nice to meet you all.
I love you all.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.